Welcome back to the party, everybody. I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you. And let's party. Big shout out to the replay gang. Thank you so much for coming back to watch this, even though you missed the best part, guys. The live party is the best part, so make sure you are here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, and you will never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. Also say thank you to my6shirt.com, the only place to get your very own The Indian Jesus merch. More designs coming soon at my6shirt.com. All right. What is good? We got Red in action in the building. We got the Free Ego. Shout out to JL. What is good? And we got Soil to Soul. Hello, guys. So, hope you are all doing well. Obviously, we had some interesting stuff going on this week. I mean, we've been paying attention to politics recently, and everything was kind of, just kind of doing what it was doing. And then in the last week, everything this just happened. So I figure what we could do is, I want to show this one with the Babylon Bee. Trump promises Vivek an administration position during running the White House 7-11. A little racist, but I don't know. I think if you're going to be racist, you should be funny. But either way, there a lot has gone on. So just to give a quick recap of basically what's going on. We had Trump on, there was. Let me get the Vivek took a picture with some of his supporters that said, save Trump, vote Vivek. And Trump did not like it very much. This was a picture here. Did not like that. That's what all these said. It's his mugshot picture. Save Trump, vote Vivek. And so that, we were wondering why was Trump just all of a sudden randomly going after Vivek? Like, Vivek is the only one who's been completely on Trump's side and had his back all the way around. So he was saying that he was a great supporter, best president. Unfortunately, he does this in disguise, very sly, but a vote for Vivek is a vote for the other side. Now, I hadn't seen the picture of I hadn't seen this picture when I saw this, and so some of you might have seen my my video that I put out. I'm like, why are you doing this? What if worst case scenario, you get taken out of the race, you get taken off the ballot or something, and then all we have left is Nikki and Biden? Like, no. So, but then okay, it does make a little bit of sense that at some point they are running against each other. They were going to have to, throw some shade at each other. But I thought, once I saw this, I thought that Vivek was like, all right, it's starting, it's on. Trump tries to throw a soft little dig at him. When we get back, I saw him on Truth Social. Unfortunate move. I'm not going to friendly fire. And he's like, I'm worried for Trump, all that stuff. And I was like, word up. There we go. That is how you do it. But then he dropped out. And so I definitely want to hear a lot about what do you guys think about him dropping out? What do you guys think about supporting Trump? What do you think about Nikki Haley? All of that stuff. I have a bunch of videos for you guys. Let's take some of these comments. Hey, real quick. JL said, the last I was told, Trump was banned in Colorado. Was he even convicted? He was not even charged. But well, I mean, he was charged with a bunch of stuff, but so they did take him off the ballot, but that's going up to the Supreme Court. And I've already heard rulings that they're going to overturn that. What does it say? Overturn Colorado's ruling. So again, even Vivek saying no, keep him on the ballot. Hey, we got M169 in the building. Welcome to the party. Better late than never. I mean, a few seconds late ain't late. That ain't late. Free Ego says Vivek is one of the first candidates I've ever seen to be basically loved by everyone that votes Trump. There's a vocal minority against him, but mostly just cynics. Interesting. The reason I say it's interesting is, another tweet that I had already talked about when somebody was saying that I'm not religious at all, but the fact is that I want some old stock, not some Hindu guy. And I was like, God damn, oof. Hey, shout out to Wololoos. Welcome to the party. The Libertarian President Javier on Davos. No, I have not seen that. We will definitely have to check it out. Oh, nice. Word up. Welcome to the party. So the Soul said that he laughed at the Babylon Bee post. Where is it? No, I put here. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was, it's not the worst thing in the world. I just don't think it's very funny. Like, it's so low. Oh, whoa, what just happened? That's the second time I've done that in 2 streams. But that, I didn't like it, but I'm not like, oh my goodness, so recent. Like, I don't give a shit. Ret in Action said 7-Eleven in a White House. So you're telling me that I can see the president and get gum in the same place? Sign me up. Welcome. Another awesome YouTuber, Ret is. Definitely go check out his channel. Just drop the link to his channel. Welcome to the party. We also got Colette in the building. Hello. How are you doing? We got Opus. What is good? John Jr. 20. Oh, Vivek Don Jr. 28. Interesting. I am definitely not mad about that. We also got David in the building. Hello. Yeah, even the liberals all look. Everybody's like, obviously, the Supreme Court's going to overturn that. I mean, hopefully, we don't know for sure, but hopefully. Colette said she never trusted Ramaswamy. I'm not saying that word. You never trusted Vivek? I think he's been trying for Trump's VP spot from the very beginning. Still prefer Carrie Lake. I don't think I completely disagree with that. I do think that he's going to be somewhere in the cabinet, but I don't think that Vivek was ever trying to do anything but be the president. And I think everything that he said shows that. That doesn't mean that I don't think he would accept a VP position. And I do love Carrie Lake. I've also heard, what's his face? I'm blanking. Oh, Tulsi Gabbard. I've heard her name floating around as well. Frigo says, you say that, but I never hear any actual reasons to trust him apart from past practices, which is the same thing DeSantis had issues with. Yeah, exactly. The only thing that could even be anything close to anything is the fact that when he was 19 or 18 or whatever, he accepted a scholarship, and that scholarship happened to be connected to George Soros. Like, what? What? That's nothing. Shout out to Kelly Green in the building. Welcome to the 40. Welcome to the party. Trump 2024, baby. Let's go. Yep. That's where we are. Now. I would have loved to, for Vivek to stay in and, sharpen Trump's campaign all along. But as we are about to see here, he did drop out and throw his support behind Trump. David said, honestly, I'm pretty glad Vivek dropped out. I think he had among the worst policy ideas, but he was definitely the smoothest talker among the Republican candidates. Sounds like you're scared. I would have been glad too. Okay. Afro man for president. All right. Omen said Vivek been running for 2028 the whole time. He was a nobody, and he knew he had to get his name out now. And I mean, fair enough. So just in case we haven't seen it, this is the actual speech between the two of them when he is like, I'm out. I'm for Trump.
There's not a better
always the beginning of the video. Please do let me know.
Choice left in this race than this man right here. And that is why I am asking you to do the right thing as New Hampshire and to vote for Donald J. Trump as your next president, because we're not working with a lot of time here. If our kids are in high school before we get this right, we don't have a country left. That's what it means. We've been celebrating our diversity and our differences for so long that we forgot all of the ways that we are the same as Americans.
Fuck yeah.
Bound by that common set of ideals.
Oh, you mean the American identity? The American identity that I talk about all the time? $5 Cash App if anybody can tell me my favorite part of this clip.
that set this country into motion. We believe those ideals still exist. This man is going to be your next president to revive them. E pluribus unum, from many, one. And you know how we're doing it? We're doing it by speaking the truth at every step of the way. There are two genders in this country.
Based.
Period. That is the truth.
Yup.
Fossil fuels are a requirement for human prosperity. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear energy. Reverse racism is racism.
Facts.
An open border is not a border. Parents determine the education of their children. The nuclear family is the greatest form of governance known to mankind.
Remember, $5 for anybody who knows my favorite part.
Capitalism lifts us up from poverty. There are 3 branches of government in the United States, not 4. And the U.S. Constitution is the strongest and greatest guarantor of freedom in human history. That is the truth.
Let's go.
We fight for the truth. We stand up for the truth. That is what won us the American Revolution. That is what reunited us after the Civil War. That is what won us 2 world wars and the Cold War. That is what still gives hope to the free world. And if we can revive that dream over group identity and victimhood and grievance, then nobody in the world, not a nation, not a corporation, not a virus, not China, is going to defeat us. That is what American exceptionalism is all about. That is what we are going to revive to, yes, make America great again.
You have to hear the whole thing first.
Vote for this man right here in the New Hampshire primary. God bless you and your families, and may God bless our United States of America. Thank you, New Hampshire.
Okay, so kind of at the end there, but if you can guess what I'm talking about, I'm sending you $5 on Cash App. Shout out to Virgil Kane over on Facebook from Manchester, England. If we got anybody on Kick, anybody on Rumble, say hello. So yeah, I mean, I just I want to know what you guys really think about all of this. I think the Candace Owens did a really good job of kind of summing all of this up. So I want to go through all of that, and then I'm going to drop the link, and I want to hear from you guys. Anything I miss here? Yeah, so if anybody can guess, my favorite part was, I'm gonna give it to him. Because I know he was being sarcastic, but the fact that this is the only time religion was mentioned in that 3.5 minutes, the only time that God was brought up was just in a passive way. We do not need God and religion to be Americans. Ian, send me your Cash App. You win $5. Shout out to Ian. Welcome to the party. Yeah, I mean, it's all of it. But the fact that you don't need to say, and because of God, and we need the Bible, all of those things are possible for so many Americans without God. And nobody is saying that you can't have God. I just don't. But as long as we are behind that American identity, then that is all that matters. Clit said, sorry, but boomers have learned to not fully trust someone who seems too good to be true. That is fair. I mean, the entire time I've been like, when is the other foot going to drop for this guy? There has to be something. But then you see people, from the DeSantis team and even yesterday, since the True Social, from Trump's team being like, well, did you look into his past? He accepted this scholarship and he took a line from Obama and one other thing. And it's like, okay, I mean, it's like he failed in biotech because everybody who's in biotech is perfect their first time around and shit like that. It's like, okay, yes, he sold some stock in a thing and he's a CEO. We're talking about a president here. Remember, we're not talking about who you want to invite to your sleepover party. But fair enough. I definitely had that all the way through. But at least now can you say, well, maybe depending on where he ends up. But given that he was not too good to be true and isn't the president, that was a damn good campaign for what it was. Was it not? It said, I'm going to say it right now. That speech, he hit hard. Yet I've heard better. Fair enough. The election, it's only January, guys. election season is only just picking up. Virgil said Trump is what we call in Manchester, England, a narcissistic twat, brother. Fair enough. Many, many Americans call him that too. Oba said if he was too good to be true, then he wouldn't have had those blemishes from his past. The fact that he addressed them and came out ahead shows he is real. Generally, yes, that's why I was, that's why I was willing to be like, okay, I'm with him. Because there were those moments when people brought up, when he was on the Breakfast Club. And that lady was like, well, you've been sitting around doing nothing. It's like, bitch, I mean, I've been making billions for medicine for all you guys. But what have you been doing? Sitting in your chair, you can't even come into the studio. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. But yeah, I mean, he got challenged all the way through. He was doing, I think Candace said he did like 20 events, 300 events in Iowa alone. Like the man did the work. The man did the work. And as she, she's going to say it too. But one of the most important things that we need to understand right now, Vivek is gone as far as 2024. Trump is the only thing that makes any kind of sense. But Trump only has, at best, one term. If we don't have anybody else, then we're fucked either way. So I don't care what you think of Vivek. Strategically, you need to understand that he is the only person that we have to rely on for 2028. As of now, obviously, it's a long way away. But we need to have somebody. Shout out to Guam Tech. Welcome to the party. So you already know who my top favorite is at the moment. Long live Vivek the Snake. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I always knew that he wasn't going to be able to be the president. I always anticipated on casting my vote for Trump. But that doesn't mean that I didn't want to see a person who I think has better morals, more articulate, better able to talk about the conversations. I wanted him to be able to sharpen the points that Trump had. And we're just not going to get that. Yeah, definitely low IQ. All right, so let's dive into this a little bit. I think she did a great job. I showed you some of this stuff already, but she did so good.
It's going down, guys. Give me another appropriate meme. Yeah, guys, a little bit of drama heating up. Vivek Ramaswamy versus Donald J. Trump. I don't think any of us really saw this coming. So let's just kind of reflect on what actually went down. What triggered Trump to issue I wouldn't say blistering attack, but an attack for sure on Vivek Ramaswamy? Well, Vivek posted this picture of him and some of his supporters wearing a particular T-shirt that Trump didn't like. So as you can see,
yeah, so the saying that, like, now that he's out and he's saying, let's go Trump, I think any assuasions that he is trying to take out Trump, unless we see something specifically towards that. The dude lost. The dude spent a lot of money out of his own pocket to do all of this, and then just at the first moment, he dropped away. Shout out to Mr. Slip. Welcome to the party. So, yeah, I don't want to go back to the warmongering old guard GOP. I hear ya. David said a massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. Where's that quote from? Why is she rubbing her? Because the meme. That one, yeah. Sad. If you haven't seen it in Discord, there is the moment that I found out that he dropped out, there was an undeniable look on my face.
see the T-shirt features Trump's viral mugshot, and it also bears the words.
I don't know. Were they a major stumble? Like, again, there's no world where they were just going to run parallel and then, election day or deciding the nominee. And it's just like they haven't gone after each other at all. Like, that was never going to happen. So we always knew that they were going to compete against each other. So I don't know how major of a stumble it really was. Ian said it's a political tsunami when you got a Ramaswamy. There you go. Unless United said, I'll say this. Trump's speech on Iowa was fairly measured in contrast to 2016. Well, definitely now that he isn't, he doesn't have to prove that he has the willingness to do all of the things, that he just has to be better at executing those things. He doesn't have to have such a strong showing. Oh, all right. Thank you. I missed that one. Ovis said, I mean, not just sanctimonious level stumble, but for Vivek, yeah, he should have known better. Well, again, it's what known better than what? 6 kids show up to your rally when you're taking pictures and they're wearing a shirt. We can say, no, I'm scared of Trump. I don't want to take this. Like, what do you known better in what? It is what this is politics. This is what it is. There's no, what would you have done instead? What would you have done? You're standing there. That's the backdrop. So that's where everybody's lining up to take pictures. 6 kids, 6 teenagers walk up to you wearing this shirt that they made specifically to support you, came out to watch you speak, and now just want to take a picture with you. And you're like, nah. I think at least one of them would have gotten on TikTok. At least one of them would have been like, oh, Vivek says he's all about the people and da-da-da-da-da-da. The fact is, Vivek made his name being willing to talk to the people who may not have been good for him. That we did that whole thing where he had that long thing with the trans girl or the whatever that was talking about puberty blockers and all that. This is politics. It is what it is. Well, yes, exactly. And that's the point. That's the point. I mean, granted, the numbers were heavily skewed. That, you know, like if there was if there was 2 sticks with a string between it and they took that down and put an actual wall, they called that, oh, well, no, there was already wall there. But yes, that's the kind of stuff that we mean. When you say a thing, we need you to be able to do the thing. Virgil said, personally, I would love to see a real candidate like Monica Lewinsky, who, as far as I know, wasn't a friend of Epstein. As a disclaimer, we can't vote in American elections in the UK. Good. Almost said, I was to understand the t-shirts were from his campaign. No, they made the t-shirts. So yeah, it's like, what else, what else can we do? I would agree if he made the shirts, but yeah, it's just
T-shirt features Trump's viral mugshot, and it also bears the words, "Save Trump, vote Vivek." And yes, as I said, that rubbed Trump the wrong way. Now, to be clear, Vivek has been talking about this on the campaign trail for some time.
And exactly, this is the only reason that I was so focused on him, because I'm like, okay, even if we see that, Trump is going to win, somebody like Vivek, and this is the same argument I had for when the Mises Caucus took over the Libertarian Party. I'm like, oh, this is good. Even though no way there's going to be a Libertarian president, the idea that there's going to be somebody there to force the conversations that we need to have is good. So the fact that he's gone, it really, really, really sucks. Who's he? Yeah, that was, what did you think about that? I pulled that up before. What did you think about that? What we're saying is that Vivek had said that, not what? Gromzak said, if America builds the wall, we better be able to see that shit from the moon, or it ain't American enough. I said, hell yeah.
Now, to be clear, Vivek has been talking about this on the campaign trail for some time. Obviously, Vivek is running against Donald Trump. And the reason that he is running is because he believes that conservatives are walking into a
based. Progressive 10 years ago were that's who I want to be. Exactly who I want to be. What it meant to be a liberal 10 years ago, that was where I wanted. That's where I've been. I mean, I've changed a little bit on guns. I've changed a little bit on immigration. But by and large, especially socially, that's who I am.
Trap right now. And there are some aspects of this that I very much agree with. He's pointing out the fact that there is no way that the left does not have a plan to make sure that Trump does not go into the White House. We just lived through January 6th. And for those of us that have been saying that obviously that was a deep state event, then you realize that there is nowhere that they won't go in order to get Trump off of the ballot, which is what they are now doing in some states. Vivek has been obviously supportive of Trump and everything that is happening to him legally. He has said that he will remove himself from any states. He would remove himself from the ballot within any states that were just going to neglect to put Trump on the ballot. And that has been, I think, tremendous. He's been
absolutely correct. Trump really has to do better at picking his cabinet. I think he's learned his lesson about the swamp monsters, the deep state. I mean, I hope so. Because he went in there using that phrasing. I'm going to drain the swamp. And all you really did was expose all the swamp monsters. And so, yes, it's good that you're, and we all, I think all of us here on either side of the aisle, voting for him or hate him, I think we can all come up with things that we don't like about Trump very, very, very easily. But that is, again, has to be measured against what against the landscape. And so when I drop the link, that's exactly what I want to hear from you guys. Obi said, barring any major scandals, I will stump hard for Vivek in 2028. Fuck yeah. Or said, hypothetically, if Biden wins, it will be a cool funeral. I might even take the day off sick to watch it. Fair enough. Ian said, Candace supported Kanye, which makes her okay in my book. Interesting. Okay. I thought that was one of her worst moments, at least recently, but sure. David said, I'm less left than 10 years ago. Democrats are still to my right and haven't really changed much. Yeah, that sounds about right from my perspective. Fair enough. Guantex said, I seriously don't think the Babylon Bee article was racist. It wouldn't be completely looked over if it didn't give the media some kind of ammunition against Trump. Media gonna media. No. Do that meme with Nikki. Do that meme with Chris Christie. Do that meme with DeSantis. It doesn't work. It only works because he's Indian. That is racism. Is it a big deal? No. Was it funny? Kind of, not really. Could you have done a better joke about being Indian that was racist, that was funny, that would be less offensive because of the fact that it was funny? Bingo. That is where you want to be.
Again, unbelievably supportive of Donald Trump. He has said that he is the greatest president of his lifetime, and he believes that Donald Trump has been a part of a mass awakening, myself included. These are things that are abundantly obvious. Now, Vivek has also stated that he believes their intention is to make sure that Trump in some capacity can't run. Maybe it's going to be another pandemic. Again, something that they did in...
God, please, if it's going to be that, honestly, if it's going to be between taking him off the ballot and putting him in jail and putting us in jail of our own homes, take Trump. Take Trump. I'll deal with Nikki and Biden if that's what it is. No, I'm not doing another pandemic.
Utter desperation that we could have never foreseen happening, but it impacted votes. And he thinks it's going to be a two-horse race. He thinks what they're trying to do is to make it between Nikki Haley, who is very clearly their favorite candidate.
Their favorite, but she ain't going nowhere.
Every single poll is pretending that she's experiencing the surge. And yet I can't find a Nikki Haley supporter. Every time people conduct mini polls on Twitter, Nikki Haley is always last picked, behind Vivek Ramaswamy, behind Ron DeSantis, behind Trump. But apparently, according to the mainstream media narrative, she is surging. Everybody loves Nikki Haley. Everybody loves the idea of going to war forever.
Yeah. All the people who are giving her money, all the people that, regardless of where we're voting, that, again, we can all agree that the people who like Nikki hate us and we hate them. It definitely, it was racist. That's the definition of racism, but I'm also not upset about it as an Indian man. If you can't laugh about something so mundane, then fuck yeah. But exactly. It's low-hanging fruit type of stereo joke like a poo from The Simpsons. That's what it is. Again, if it was a racist joke, but it was like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that, then go for it. I don't give a shit. But just being racist for the sake of being racist is exactly what the progressives say that we're all doing. So why? I'm not upset about it, but it was stupid. Why did you do that? Red said, I like offensive humor, but I have a line. And the joke, I don't really know. I didn't read. It wasn't it. It was just they gave him a spot in the White House 7-Eleven with that picture. It was just this. Where is it? Where is she? I don't know. I mean, you saw it, but it was just the picture. Have it here? No. Yeah, but it was just that picture. There was no media. There wasn't a video with it or anything. Let's say I boycotted the media mafia since Trump came down the escalator. Who's the media mafia? I don't know who that is. No, it's that back in.
That's what we want. We want the military industrial complex. We want to keep waking up in the morning and going to work so that our government can spend it overseas fighting never-ending conflicts and ones that we keep losing.
That's what we all want, right? That's what we all. And Virgil in Manchester, England, what you really want from American politics is more war, right?
It's even better if we can all get up in the morning and go to work and have our tax dollars sent overseas to lose. Give me Afghanistan, give me Iraq, give me Ukraine. That would be great. I know that's what everybody at home wants to do. And so Trump did not particularly like this t-shirt. He does not believe.
Oh, damn. There's a whole article here with it. All right. Do we want to read this? All right. Let's read this. Shout out to Slip. Thank you very much. All right. So, it has the headline, Trump promises Vivek an administration position running the White House 7-Eleven. Where am I? I can't even see myself. Former President Trump's landslide victory in Iowa, concession GOP Ramaswamy. Trump offered an olive branch by promising the billionaire entrepreneur a cabinet position running the 7-Eleven convenience store. I've always said Vivek was a great man, one of the greatest men, to be honest. Trump said during a victory speech. That's why I've graciously offered him this incredible position, once in a lifetime chance to run a big, beautiful White House convenience store. It's tremendous, wonderful place, never better. Yeah. All right. So I mean, it's cute, but it's just meh. It's like that's what you would expect a 13-year-old to joke about, just meh. But yeah, I think we should make jokes, racist jokes about every race, no jokes about anyone except white people. Well said. Lomtech said, meh, on a scale from 1 to 10 of racism, I'd give it a 3 at most. Well, again, but see, they've gotten to you. They have obfuscated the semantics. Quamtech. Racism, it either is racism or it is not racism. Now, you may say it's a level 3 of offensiveness, but it is either racist or it is not racist. It is racist. It is a joke based on his race. It is not very funny and is not very offensive, but it is undeniably, by definition, a racist joke. I've heard Bill Burr say worse black stereotype is mine, and it was still hilarious. People are saying, yeah, I completely agree. But what you're referring to is the offensiveness, not the racism. If it's about race and nothing else, it's racism. Colette said the rhinos and unitary are putting their money behind Nikki. It worries me. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I think there's enough people. I think we're beyond that stage where, having too much, having all that money is going to get you there. I think that the internet, social media, all that stuff has just changed the landscape too much, but we definitely should be worried. Definitely.
And so Trump did not particularly like this t-shirt. He does not believe in this theory. I guess they think that maybe they are recognizing that the left has some plan, but maybe they're thinking that they can't do it twice. I don't put anything past the left. Here's what Trump wrote about Vivek Ramaswamy on Truth Social. Vivek started
this a little bit, but she's going to,
started his campaign as a great supporter, quote unquote, the best president in generations, etc. Unfortunately, now all he does is disguise his support in the form of deceitful campaign tricks.
Right. It's 100% racist, but it's 3 out of 10 in terms of how offensive it is and how funny it is.
Very sly, but a vote for Vivek is a vote for the quote unquote other side. Don't get duped by this. Vote for Trump. Don't waste your vote. Vivek is not MAGA. The Biden indictments against his political opponent will never be allowed in this country. They are already beginning to fall MAGA.
So, I mean, the main thing for me was a vote for Vivek is a vote for the other side. It's just like, Trump, you're supposed to be good at this. This is supposed to be your thing. So I read it as he was trying to, kind of show like, hey, all right, you've been kind of you've been my little lapdog here. You've been biting at my ankles and riding my coattails. But now I just demolished Iowa, and now we're going for broke. And I think he, just kind of put it a little bit out there to be like, hey, I'm still the top dog. And Vivek was like, all right, you win. Because I don't necessarily think that as much as selfishly I wanted him to stay in the race a lot longer, like I said, to sharpen the conversation. As far as Vivek himself, I think it is smart if he is planning to use this campaign as the entrance to the ramp to his 28 campaign, then yeah, you made your mark. Now get in cushy, get in a cabinet position, and then you're already the front runner right now for 28 as soon as we have this election. Guys, if you could do something so simple for me, that means so much to me, and just hit that like button, I would be so appreciative. Thank you very, very much.
So here's what I will say. In terms of the way that Trump can sometimes give somebody a name, I would definitely...
Ben Carson! Oh my God. Oh my God. I hate that guy. Sorry. Holy shit. Holy shit. If that happens, that would be amazing. My dad bought me a book when I was still another Trumper. He bought me a book by Ben Carson. And it was the only thing I think of Ben Carson is his cameo in that movie Stuck on You. You remember that movie with Matt Damon and somebody else where they're the conjoined twins? Ben Carson is the doctor. That's it. He's Ian serious. All right. All right. Guamtech said, can something really be racist if the culture as a whole didn't consider it offensive? Yes. 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 That just means it's racist and not offensive, similar to this meme. The N-word is racist, but nobody bats an eye when another black dude says it. Well, because they have decided that it's only racist when anybody besides black people say it. So are you saying if that's the what they've decided, that it's racist when anybody who's not black says it, then it either is or it isn't. There's no in between. There's no in between, sir. I apologize. That's how logic works.
Way that Trump can sometimes give somebody a name, I would definitely register this as a mild attack. Right. And if he felt attacked by the t-shirt, again, these are not t-shirts from Vivek's campaign. These were just his supporters, and he posted it. Fair.
Yeah. So again, Vivek did not make those shirts. Those kids made the shirt, and he just took a picture with them.
All is fair in politics. Of course, at a certain point, you are going to have to level some attack. You're going to have to make it clear to people, don't vote for this guy, vote for me. So I don't think that there needs to be any drama necessarily here. But drama is exactly what played out on Twitter. You had people that were Trump supporters suddenly calling for everybody's neck that possibly said anything positive about Vivek. And it wasn't a game that I was going to play. I've been very clear on this show forever. Literally, when Vivek was polling at less than 1%, I had him on the show, that he registers to me as a breath of fresh air. And the way that he is running his campaign, in my view, is excellent. Yeah. This should be the mold for how every campaign is run.
And this is why, even if you never trusted Vivek and you were always Trump or you're whatever, unless you're looking to hurt the America First movement, then Vivek is not your enemy. He's just not.
He is actually working for people's vote. He is working so hard. He is on every obscure podcast and YouTube show that you've never heard of. He doesn't care, big or small. He wants people to know about him. And
nope, that's facts.
What I have said on the show from the beginning is true. He registers to me as an extreme.
Yeah, bro. Once Trump put out that thing, everybody, all the super, MAGA people were like, oh, okay, we don't like Vic anymore. Oh, fuck, oh, no, we hate you. And then, like I said, I showed you. I'll see if I can find it here. But there was somebody who was talking about like, oh, Vivek's good and whatever. But with all that's going on in our country, I don't really know about a brown guy. I think he said a Hindu or whatever. I think we should, go back to our roots and get an old stock American. I'm like, bro, you do realize that Trump is like third generation or something? Third, maybe fourth? Like his grandparents came to this country as immigrants. That's only 2 generations different than Vivek. But hey, racists gonna that indeed is racism. But hey, racists are gonna racist.
Overachiever. You can see that he's just wired differently. I believe that Vivek is brilliant. I believe that he is actually a genius. If every single candidate had to sit down today and perform an IQ test, Vivek would leave them all in the dust. That's just the truth. He's operating at a...
Come on, guys. Only one of you hit that like after that. I know who already hit it. Please, guys. It's so easy. Thank you so much.
Superhuman level, and it is amazing to watch. He is not sleeping. He does not drink coffee. Obviously, I spent last week on the campaign trail with him. We should want all of this in a presidential candidate, not just a presidential candidate, but in a congressional candidate. We should want this
in humans. This is the closest thing to a human that I've seen in politics as long as I've been paying attention. This whole thing. Hey guys, remember, we're not talking about somebody you want to vote over for a beer. We're talking about a politician. It's a very different context. Vivek is still in that context, but he's the closest to a real person in politics that I have ever seen. Gumstead said, Ultra MAGA. That's certainly a way of labeling one end of the spectrum. I mean, what would be? Yeah, what would you say? I guess nobody's down for the thank you for the likes, guys. Very much appreciated. I guess nobody's into the poll, huh? But what would you, how would you characterize the people who we all know that are like the stereotypical, maybe not QAnon, because like that's specifically a thing with where you follow whatever. I don't really know what it is, but maybe not QAnon, but the people who are so dogmatically behind Trump, regardless, like they won't say anything bad about him. They they won't acknowledge that he picked anything wrong. They won't say that he should have fired Fauci. They won't say that Warp Speed with this, that, like they won't say anything because they are just like their God. That's who Trump is. So what would you call those people? I don't know. Ultra MAGA plus. Hey, shout out to Jess. Talk about it. Welcome to the party. Another awesome YouTuber. Definitely check her channel out. Just dropped it in the chat. Just said they say the person who wins Iowa usually doesn't win in the end, but the person who usually wins Iowa usually doesn't win by 60 points. So, but you know, I mean, we definitely have. It's far from a foregone. It's far from a foregone conclusion. You are correct. Hey, shout out to M169 with the $5 super chat. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Let's get Morty his treat. That's right. Every single donation comes with a treat for Morty. And now we finished the duck, so we're working with the salmon recipe. Thank you so much. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Let's see what M169 says here. For me, I equate it to why see the cover band when the real band is playing my town. Like the guy, I like the guy, and I think he's got a bright future. Very fair, very fair. I mean, yeah. I can't argue with that at all.
In a presidential candidate, not just a presidential candidate, but in a congressional candidate, we should want this to be, again, the standard. And as a mother of three, I have no qualms about saying that he represents the future of the Republican Party, and he makes me feel more at ease about the direction that this country is headed toward. If we can get people like him in leadership positions, we should all support it. But this led to
shout out again to M169 for being the sponsor of the stream and feeding my hoodie behind me. Yep, there you go.
Conspiracy theories. Why are there suddenly so many people that were supporting Trump that are also looking at Vivek? Well, because he's been able to articulate a very clear vision. And by the way, aside from that, nobody else called and asked us, right? Mm-hmm. As I said, he is doing all of these podcast shows. He's inviting people on the campaign trail.
Yeah, like a lot of people would looked at the fact that he was everywhere as a negative. Like, well, why is he everywhere? Is he getting paid to be everywhere? It's like, no, he's campaigning. Like, what do you think this is? Just because we went through an election during a pandemic doesn't mean that we just don't campaign anymore. I mean, apparently, all the other politicians decided that's the case. But that's it. He's just campaigning.
With him. Has the DeSantis campaign done that? Had they done that, I would have gone. Because I want to tell people what I am seeing.
And here's the other thing. DeSantis went on PBD. That's a big podcast. But PBD is no joke. And we know that we saw when he pulled out those boots. And the fact that was his real only long form appearance. Like, that's all you can think of. If he had done at least five other shows, then, you know, like, okay, that one's bad. But then we saw some other stuff here. Just everything about that campaign was not run well at all. Just said, not a fan of Candace. Fair enough. So Slip said, I think Vivek said something along the lines of not turning down an invitation to speak. Yeah, why would you? Lumsick said, I still look at Vivek as Trump without the ego and Obama without the woke agenda. Comment of the night. Early on, Guamtech always gets those early on comments of the night. Trump without the ego. Obama without the woke agenda. Beautifully said. Unfortunately, he's out of the race, but beautifully said. Oba said, speaking of IQ, where did all those people shouting for mental acuity tests for the presidents in 2018 go? I don't know, just not so convenient anymore. Oh, hell yeah.
The Trump campaign called and said, hey, can we do the show? Can we talk? No, they're running remarkably different campaigns. I would say DeSantis is running a campaign for his donors. And I would say that Trump right now obviously is reasonably focused on his indictments. He's not running the same campaign that he ran in 2015.
Right.
And Vivek's campaign.
That's another part of it too. Like, he's got a lot more on his plate than he did in 2015, 2016.
Looks a lot like Trump's campaign in 2015. Trump was doing everybody's show. He was getting out in front of the people because the mainstream media would pay him no attention in the same way that they are paying Vivek Ramaswamy no attention. They don't want to make it seem like he's even an option. They're not even polling him in Iowa. People are saying that they're receiving phone calls from polling, and they're saying, who would you vote for if it wasn't for Trump? Would you do DeSantis or Haley? And so don't make a conspiracy out of something that isn't a conspiracy. It's just hard work. We're not used to seeing that sort of a work ethic.
Exactly.
And I think
that's why, that's a big part of why, you know, Colette, a lot of us felt like there's got to be something with this guy, because the idea of seeing that sort of work ethic in politics is not a thing anymore. It's not a thing anymore. And so that's why it's like, whoa, what's going? It's like the uncanny valley when you see the AI that's like really, really, really close, but it's not. It's like, I get what you're doing. That's very clearly and obviously a picture of a person, but there's something off about it. And that was Vivek. That was Vivek. I mean, what else can you say? Opposite Candace's greatest moment was in that congressional hearing where some white lady tried to call her racist. Fuck yeah. If anybody grabs that clip, I will definitely play that. Colette said, an ego is necessary to be the leader of a free world. Bingo. Exactly. She back the fuck off? Is that what that's supposed to mean? I'm just guessing. I don't know. Ian Hartman, the DeSantis and Haley donors are the same people. Yup. And they're there. They're going to donate to DeSantis. They're going to donate to Haley. They're going to donate to Biden. Whoever is in there, they're going to donate. Unless, I mean, they'll try, you know, to get their military bits and stuff. But it's two sides of the same coin. So the Soul said it's usually the hands and the fingers when it comes to AI. I think it's the eyes. The eyes for me. It's like, well, I mean, the problem. I mean, the hands and the fingers, like they don't go into the uncanny valley. I saw that open. Thank you. Like they'll just like look. They'll have like 7 fingers and it'll look like that. The uncanny valley is when it's like it's so good that your brain, because like think about it, we're still evolved to, you know, caveman people, and they didn't have technology at all. So we're reaching the limits of what our physical brain is evolved to understand. It was mostly funded by the Zionist lobby. Fair enough. All right. So shout out to Opus here, who's got the clip from Candace's BTFO moment. Where is it? Hey. What the fuck is going on? Reload.
I just have to say that I object strenuously to your use of the word hilarious.
It's quiet, but I won't say anything.
To me, this feels a lot like your reaction to being named in one of these manifestos. Now, you're of course not responsible for the words of somebody writing that document, but I do think that laughing at it is a real problem, because these are real families that are impacted by this violence. And I think our efforts towards talking about this have to start from a place of mutual respect, which is what I've heard from this side of the table. Now, the reason we don't have those numbers, I want those numbers as much as you do, but to say the numbers don't show something is simply not supported by the data.
Okay, and I have 38 seconds left, Ms. Mulligan, if you want to respond within that time.
The only thing I would add is that it's in the name. Terrorism, domestic terrorism.
It's in the name. It's in the name. They're anti-fascist. It's in the name. Black Lives Matter. It's about life. Semantic obfuscation.
It terrorizes us. It terrorizes us in our homes. It terrorizes us in our schools. And to the points made by the other panelists.
All right. So I mean, she just we don't do this. They're all fucking bullshit. But they're calling her racist. Let's listen to Jim Jordan.
I'll yield. Thank you. I believe, Miss Owens, when you used the word hilarious, it was
Sorry, Jess, that's as loud as it goes. So I'm trying to whisper. It's just a one line that we're looking for here.
referencing the fact that no one had asked you
The
a
subtitles
question.
are right
It
here.
wasn't to the subject matter of the hearing. Is that right?
That is correct.
And to have another witness insinuate something that is not accurate is just not appropriate, Mr. Chairman, for how witnesses are supposed to behave in front of this committee. I also think you didn't say it doesn't matter about the subject matter of today's hearing. You said there are other subjects that matter as well.
Ready?
And maybe we should spend some time on those. Is that accurate?
That is correct. And they matter much, 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 much more. And I have said that. I said that in my opening, and I will say it again. You know that white supremacy and white nationalism is ranks nowhere near the top of the issues that are facing Black America. And the reason that you are bringing them up in this room is because it is attempt to make the election all about race, as the Democrats
Not in
do.
my case, Ms.
Please don't
Owens.
cut
I'm
me
sorry.
off.
Please do not characterize my motive.
Mr. Chairman, it's my time.
Yeah,
it's my time.
You've got your time, Mr. Menez. I'll give you
Every-
3 more
You mad, bro?
seconds.
Every 4 years, you bring up race, and you knew exactly what I meant when I said hilarious, and you just tried to do live what the media does all the time to Republicans, to our president, and
Semantic obfuscation.
to conservatives, which you tried to manipulate what I said to fit your narrative, okay? I was not referring to the subject matter that is hilarious. I said it's hilarious that we are sitting in this room today and I've got 2 doctors and a missus and nobody can give us real numbers that we can respond to so we can assess how big of a threat this is. Because you know that it is not as big of a threat as you are trying to make it out to be so that you can manipulate. And the audacity of you to bring up the Christchurch shooting manifesto and make it seem as if I laughed at people that were slaughtered by a homicidal maniac.
How dare you?
Is, in my opinion, absolutely despicable. And I think that we should be above that. To try to assign reality or any meaning to a homicidal maniac writing a manifesto, which, by the way, let the record show, also stated Spyro the Dragon, the child's cartoon, as a source of inspiration. He also cited Nelson Mandela as a source of information. I don't think that Nelson Mandela has inspired mosque shootings. You can correct me if you think I'm wrong. You would rather assign meaning to a homicidal maniac
I'm gonna come back to this.
than to actually address the things that I said today that are actually harming Black America. Number 1, father absence. Number 2, the education system and the illiteracy rate. Illegal immigration ranks high, abortion ranks high, white supremacy and white nationalism, if I had to make a list again of 100 things, would not be on it. This hearing, in my opinion, is a farce. And it is ironic that you're sitting here and you're having 3 Caucasian people testify and tell you what their expertise are. Do I know what my expertise are? Black in America. I've been Black in America my whole life, all 30 years. And I can tell you that you guys have done the exact same thing every 4 years ahead of an election cycle, and it needs to stop.
All right, I'm gonna start. You can turn the volume back down. I'm gonna start talking normally. Yeah, absolutely. So everybody's volume is back down, right? So fuck yeah, Candace, let's go! All right. Yeah. But this is. Am I the only one? Am I the only one who really? I don't like this, Jess. We're here looking at somebody who's talking about our politics and the state of our nation, and you're talking about her race and her hair. Like, okay, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the fact that she just did that is very. All right, fair enough. Oba said, mic drop. Virgil said, the corruption of critical thinking is the lifeblood of the narcissist. Fair enough. We got a boom. Mr. Slip said, reminds me of the, reminds me it's also time for them to pander to the vets while screwing up our VA. Good times every election. Yup. What do you mean you didn't talk about her race? What is this? What is this? This is talking about her race. Come on, girl. We gotta keep it 100. Come on, girl. You said that.
Hard work. We're not used to seeing that sort of a work ethic. And I think my suspicions about Vivek have been correct about him being a chronic overachiever. Somebody posted this on 2X. It is Vivek giving a speech when he was in high school because He was the valedictorian at St. Xavier's. Take a listen.
So before she shows this, if you haven't already seen it, yeah, this is from his high school high school graduation, where talking about, if he's a plant, where did he come out of nowhere, and da 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 da. This is the kid, the near child, who took money from Soros because it's all been a plan all the way along.
And most of all, to the fellow class of 2003, we are finally here. Yeah, I guess we finally are here. But the last question facing us tonight is what this really means.
What does it mean?
In one sense, I feel that at long last, after struggle and after success, that tonight we have arrived. Yet in quite another sense, I'm only reminded of a quote we recently read in our English class, that it is better to travel than it is to arrive, leaving me altogether confused as to how I'm supposed to feel right now. The word...
I mean, like, I look the same as I did when I mean, aside from the grays in my beard and the long hair, I look the same as I did when I was 18. What do you think? What do you think? Ian said, the sad part is that Candace has to act as a surrogate for white people when speaking on these matters because of the actual systemic racism against whites. Based. Obis said, well-dressed, well-spoken black folks being white adjacent is exactly what's wrong with anti-racist left. Bingo. Yep. Jess Dog said, I wasn't trying to attack her hair, but you're going on TV. I think anyone should put in effort at least a little. Fair enough. I mean, I'm not offended in the sense that how dare you can't be part of this conversation. But I'm just going to be honest that, when we're talking about how impactful for black people and for women that moment was, and the notion is to go to what does she look like, and then it's the men who get all the flack for the male gaze and all that stuff. It's just like, all right, well, okay, I guess it is what it is. And so I'm not personally offended. If somebody else was offended, she apologized. We're all good. But just a cool little side conversation, I think, was worth having. We're all cool. We're all friends.
Commencement comes from the French word commencer, which means to begin.
I think that's
commence. I was going to make a joke that was going to be a little bit gay. And I thought it was funny, but you guys would take it the wrong way.
an important clip to look at because it shows you that it's the same Vivek Ramaswamy that we see today. People have pointed out, oh, he sounds automated. He sounds too good to be true as a means to reject him and his platform. We're literally getting to the standpoint now. We're just going, we should just reject brilliance. We don't like.
That's really what it is. That's really what it is. We are so used to the political class being beneath us, yet somehow living above us, that we assume that if there's somebody that seems normal, that seems intelligent, that seems like they care, that seems like they have ideas, well, there must be something going on here. What does that say about America? What does that say about us? I think as much as we all did, yeah, exactly. Apparently. And I mean, like I said, I was right there with Colette the entire time saying, I don't know. I'm right there too. I'm just as guilty as everybody else. But we have to look at that. We have to look at that and be aware that's probably not a good thing if we expect that because you speak well and you know what you're talking about and you have good ideas and you have your finger on the pulse that you must be, a plant or this or that. It's sad. It really is. And I don't think it's unwarranted, but it is sad.
Like a smart guy. It almost feels a little bit to me like a bunch of high schoolers.
Dilly to all of us for being able to just handle that like a fucking adult. Nobody needs to be banned. Nobody needs to be banned. Just, hey, this is how I feel. Oh, okay, cool. Adults.
Picking on the nerdy kid for being an overachiever. Oh, I know something about him I don't trust. Like a bunch of high schoolers picking on the nerdy kid for being an overachiever. Oh, I know something about him I don't trust. He's automated. And I will say that there are aspects of him that are automated.
The problem is, Opus, you're right. It is self-defeating. But the problem is for so long and for so many of the people, we have to treat it like that. Because we know that the fact is most people who are in those positions of power are not like Vivek. And as we have just seen, the people like Vivek who tried to get there get just washed away. it's a really sad thing, but it should inspire you to say, hey, we had a Trump presidency, and we had while Trump was running, a Hindu guy being based as fuck all the way till January. We're making strides. We're moving in the right direction. Soul the Soul said we just burned a little bit after Obama promised hope and change and then took it all. Yup. Jess said, maybe you don't understand because you aren't culturally black, but in the black community, looking nice is a big deal. You're taught to iron your clothes, do your hair, be neat, etc. Fair enough. There you go. So, I think, and this is something that I've, when we've talked to Trey, we've talked to Dr. Evil Genius, I talked to Darshan about this idea of, the black community. Maybe this is why, yet another reason that the black community is not something that helps black people, but actually hurts them. Because now we're in different worlds, and you're saying something that, you think is taken one way, and then it gets taken another way because of a separation that exists, but really doesn't need to. I mean, that's a whole other conversation, but thank you for clarifying that. That definitely sounds like the case. Because I know that you wouldn't just be like, oh, fuck this bitch, even if you, don't like her. I know that's not what you were doing. So that makes sense. Fair enough. M169 said, let's face it, sometimes it's hard to nail down exactly what you mean in a quick check post. Yep. Everybody gets second, third chances. We good. Everybody stop self-censoring over race and sex. You're not racist or sexist. I understand the apologies, but damn, the wokies have really got to us, no? Apparently they are winning. But that's why it's so important that we do take these moments to say, okay, we have some cultural wins. That you have just seen it happen. You have just seen it happen in real time. So do something about it or don't. Up to you. Ian Harbin said, it's nice to see a Hindu representing in U.S. politics. Lord knows Tulsi Gabbard has run their name through the mud enough. Is she Hindu? She's not Hindu. What? No way. I'm pretty certain she's Christian. She's Hawaiian. No way. All right, let's see. Let's just do. What the hell did I just do? Oh my god. I pressed the wrong button on the wrong screen, and okay. Control F. Hindu. Oh shit. Gabbard was the first Hindu member of Congress and also the first Samoan American voting member of Congress. All right. Shout out to Ian. Shout out to Tulsi. All right. There we go. Good call. So, all right. Well, Vivek wouldn't have been the first then. But, yeah. Well said. I did not know that. But, hey, like I said, I've been hearing her name floating around. So I wouldn't be mad about it.
He's automated. And I will say that there are aspects of him that are automated. When I was with him, his ability to understand things deeply, automatically, speaking to truckers and them talking about the problems that they have. A big issue right now happening in Iowa is a major pipeline that they want to build across people's personal property. Deeply understanding that this CO2 pipeline, why it is completely wrong, weighing it against the Constitution, and speaking.
Are you sure? I don't know specific, because I would have voted for her whenever she ran. I would have voted for her if she stayed in. But so like she definitely has had a sort of red pilling, but I haven't really looked into what the substance of it is. I guess if she's a gun grabber, then that's how, I mean, it's not like that's gonna go anywhere. I think that could be overlooked if it was a practical reality, but very good to know. Very, very good to know. So the Soul said it has been a while, but yeah, a shame since she served in the military too. Yeah. She's definitely fake as fuck with her makeup. That's the one thing. Like, okay, she got terrible skin. And I would rather you like, I don't know. It's a pet peeve with me when you cake on makeup and you can tell, as I just said, with Laura Loomer. With Laura Loomer, I just posted the picture. If I could notice your makeup, you're either doing it wrong or you're putting on too much, because I don't think about shit like that. Said I knew. I know because she is just like my mother, former military, grabbing for everyone else's guns. I'm thinking I'm Jesus Christ. I'm confused as to what she's done to run Hinduism into the mud. Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe she's not perfect, but I'd say she has the most Hindu-like qualities of any other politician. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, let's jump back in here.
To pipeline, why it is completely wrong, weighing it against the Constitution and speaking out and saying that he will not support that pipeline being built. As I said, these are actually aspects that people should want to see, rather character elements that we should want to see in any person that wants to be a leader in this country. So what I would say is that we should not be rejecting brilliance. We need to stop acting like the cool kids. Is Vivek Ramaswamy particularly good at culture? Nope. That's okay. I don't know.
I think he is. What's he not good on with culture? And yeah, Laura, like let me find that. Is it like right here? Oh, I think when she was on Timcast the other night, and I'm just looking. I'm like at first because I saw a clip. And so, they had the video and then they had like the 6 squares because it was, I don't know, it was different. Anyway, there was, but the little squares. So I only saw it like, that big of the screen. And yeah, she looked like a trans, a man, a trans person who was born a man. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what she, I'm like, why? Why are you, what are you doing? Who is not telling you? Who is looking at that face every day and being like, yep, looks good. Talking about, talking about going on TV, looking nice. Jesus. Ian said I called Tulsi Gabbard Edward James Almost because of her looks. How do we reach these kids? Oh man. Jones makes MGT look attractive by comparison. Oh my god. No, I'm shaming Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer, as far as we know, is female and was born female. She just looks like what would it be? A trans woman, right? I mean, I'm finding that picture. Where is it? I think it's a free chat. It's got to be in free chat. Fuck. All right, give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. If I can't find it, then I'll. Oh yeah, you guys have been chatting all day. Oh, I can use the search button. Luma, a Barry Lee Vanoa. All right, look at this shit. This is what I see, and I'm like, what? That a dude, bro. Dude, you, bro. Bro, you do. Just saying.
Know outside of him rapping Eminem, how much he knows about movies and things of that nature, but it doesn't matter. He understands the Constitution. He's willing to fight for it. Now, how Vivek Ramaswamy responded to Donald Trump was in this manner. He wrote this.
So I want to, she's going to read this, and then I think she has one other thing, and then I'll drop the link. We have a bunch of stuff that I want to go through, and I want to hear from you guys. Yeah, the fact that that's specifically what I was talking about, I should not know that. I should not be able to look at a picture from, and again, this is from when I'm in my bed, watching the TV across the room, and she's a tiny square on the TV because they're watching the Vivek video. And I'm like, what is this whole thing? And I know, I mean, like I've had girlfriends before, which is how I know it. But like, I shouldn't be noticing that shit. I should not be noticing that shit. So actually, you know what? Let me drop the link now. If anybody wants to come on up. If you are not a member, please make sure you cam up. We gotta look out for the trolls, but anybody is welcome. Come on up. Come on
his
up.
X feed.
So this is when this is what surprised me when Trump dropped that Truth Social, being like, "Oh, Vivek is for the other side." I'm like, "Uh-oh, how is Vivek going to respond?" And he did this, and I was super happy with it.
Feed. He said yes. I saw President Trump's Truth Social post. It's an unfortunate move by his campaign advisors. I don't think friendly fire is helpful. Donald Trump was the greatest president of the 21st century, and I'm not going to criticize him in response to this late attack. I've met thousands of Iowans across 390 plus events here, and they are deeply worried.
Okay, members don't have to cam up. Just make sure you use the same name as your member name. So if you just come up as Mr. Slip, then that'll work.
And so am I that this system won't allow
Members only, though. You have to be a member.
Donald J. Trump anywhere near the White House again. It seems that they will stop at nothing to keep him away from power. I'm worried for Trump. I'm worried for our country. I've stood up against the persecutions against Trump, and I've defended him at every step. I showed up at the Miami courthouse in solidarity following his first federal indictment.
And this is when I'm reading this, I'm like, okay, this is the avenue that you want to take. This is the way that you want to handle this. Moving forward, you're going to force Trump's hand to either go a lot harder or to somehow back off. And then you can, with this, you could look like the victim and all that stuff. We know how victimization is currency these days. I really thought he was going to, bounce back, but I'm hoping that there was a conversation that we're not privy to, because he wrote all of this.
I showed up at the Miami courthouse in solidarity following his first federal indictment. I filed an FOIA demand to the Biden DOJ. I submitted an amicus brief this week with the U.S. Supreme Court calling on them to overturn Colorado's ruling. I pledged to remove myself from Maine and Colorado's primary ballots if they remove Trump, calling on DeSantis and Haley to do the same. But we have to open our eyes. Last time it was a man-made pandemic and big tech election interference. Now the same billionaires funding the lawsuits against Trump are the ones trying to prop up Nikki Haley. The same mainstream media blasting Trump is lavishing praise on Nikki. They want to narrow this to a two-horse race between Trump and Haley, eliminate Trump one way or the other, and trot their puppet into the White House.
Exactly. And a shout out to Captain Gooby, just signing up to become a member. Shout out to Morty, come and get your treat. Come on, get your treat. Yeah, come on. That's right. Every single donation comes with a treat for Morty. Thank you, sir. And make sure you already in Discord and all that stuff. Not often. I don't drop the link as often as I used to. It used to be a little bit more common, and it would just it's not that it would happen all the time, but the fact that it could happen, you would find people who are looking for small streams to come up. And some dumbass one time, he tried to do it where usually people will come up and they'll have their camera off like this, and then they'll pull up porn or something, and they'll be like, aha, gotcha. But this dumbass keeps his camera on, and he's like, oh yeah, you're super, I just gotta show you something. And he tries to go like that. I'm like, obviously no. What do you think this is? So unfortunately, because of the trolls, we gotta be on that bullshit. But shout out again to Captain Zuby. Welcome to the party.
Trump and Haley, eliminate Trump one way or the other, and trot their puppet into the White House. We can't fall for that trap. 1 year from now, we won't look back and say that we were shocked that it happened. We'll kick ourselves for not stopping it. Our movement must live on. America First didn't start in 2016. It started in 1776.
Link is pinned to the top.
We owe it to our founding fathers to do the right thing for our country. I want to save Trump and to save this country. Let's do it together. You won't hear any friendly fire from me.
And he was right. We did not hear any friendly fire. He was like, nope, straight up. That is who you should vote for. Don't even worry about me. Yeah, he used the olive branch. It was super effective. And again, why I was like, damn, you could have springboarded off that. Like, oh, the only guy that Trump's ever gone after that came back and make it into something, man. But again, there has to have been, yeah, so I was saying, I'm sure there's a lengthy conversation. I can also see how possibly he did want to get this, get his name out there for 28. Either way, good campaign, and it seems like a class act. Can't say different. Great. In Hartman says, so it's just a theoretical thing and it's never actually happened? What are we talking about? Well, no, I have gotten trolled, but I was quick enough to remove the person. Yeah, so it has happened. But it was just the one, and then we had St. Michael, who was a different kind of troll. But again, it's just a way to make sure that, you know, like, this is my livelihood. I'm trying to make this my livelihood. So one little thing to ask you guys to turn your camera on so that my entire channel doesn't get taken down. Yeah, no. Oba said, Nikki Haley is the most obvious plant ever. Yep. Worrying about Martians invading. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I've heard Epstein Island, says Virgil, was about snorkeling. Do you think Trump ever went down? Oh, he was definitely there. He was definitely there. I missed that. What was it? Where are we? Pikachu, use olive branch. Good one.
As I said, this isn't a conspiracy. People are liking Vivek because he is working to be liked. And if we observe the way the other campaigns are being run, I just don't know if it's registering as more votes for any of those candidates. I appreciated how lighthearted, obviously, and funny Trump's campaign was in 2015. Obviously, it was a remarkably different world. You can't imagine what Trump has gone through, all of it.
What logic? That you have to cam up so that you can't take my channel down? I'm literally saying come up and say whatever you want. Okay, I'm not doing that.
Tremendously wrong. He carries a great burden being indicted for various things simply because they want to interfere in this election, having to, instead of spending time with his voters, get to go over to various courthouses simply because, as I said, they do not want him on the ballot. January 6th for them, which was obviously staged by the deep state, represented an opportunity for them to further punish him and his supporters. So I get that. But of course, positivity and lightheartedness is going to register with individuals. You've got Nikki Haley, who is barely campaigning. She doesn't have to. Mainstream media is fully on her side. She's running the old Hillary Clinton campaign. I'm a woman and people will vote for me and I will say exactly what it is that I am supposed to say without even thinking.
Now, I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. If you want to stay in the chat, you stay in the chat. I'm not forcing you to do anything. I am saying in my house, if you want to come in my house, these are the rules. It's I'm not going down that road. I'm not going down that road. Let's do, where is it? Did I not have the PBD one? God damn it. Hold on 1 second here. They had an interesting conversation about the other people that were, the other, Nikki and all of them on PBD. Where was it? It's here somewhere. There we go. And, just kind of what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is thinking. Yeah, seriously. Exactly. I mean, come on. And shout out to PBD.
By the way, did you see the Iowa Caucus yesterday? Who came first?
Trump.
Who came second?
DeSantis.
Who came third?
Haley.
Who's the only person that didn't do any podcast?
Who didn't?
Haley didn't do any podcast.
One podcast.
She just doesn't go talk. And by the way, check this out.
All right, you know what, Ian? If you want to come up, I'll just keep you off the screen. Come on up. Hit the link, and I'll do this. Go ahead. Since this is now you're questioning my integrity. Come on up. Oh, you're just saying. He's just saying, Mr. Slip. He's just, he has something to say, but apparently not. Shout out to Mr. Slip. Welcome to the party, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a little bit sick, but that is the season.
I hear you. I do want you to join, Ian. That is why I'm telling you to join. So what do you think about everything that's going on? What do you think about Trump? What do you think about Vivek? What do you think about DeSantis? All this stuff is going on.
Wait, what's going on with DeSantis?
He thinks that he's doing well. He's talking about how the voting was rigged somehow, like with the in Iowa. He's lost it. He's lost it.
Well, I think the only opinion that I don't think has really been said yet, because I'm pretty sure everyone's pretty much in agreement that Trump Vivek is really great. Everyone knows that. But what I want to say is I think it would be funny if Nikki Haley still ran for president, because I think she would pull more votes from Biden than she would from Trump.
I agree. I think that the establishment, the uniparty that we talk about all the time, that is exactly what she is. She's just the red side of it. And it's sad. It's sad that we still have people who accept that all the people at the top, the donors, they know, people who've been in politics their whole life, they must know the best thing for us. It's like, what makes you think that they care about you?
Mm-hmm.
So who are you thinking of voting for?
Oh, Trump, obviously.
There we go. And what do you think? What do you think is going to happen to Vivek?
Honestly, I'm thinking it's going to be Trump Tucker with Vivek as somewhere in the cabinet seat.
I like that. Yeah, I think I would love to see Vivek as the VP. I understand he's saying personally he doesn't want to do that, but he was saying that when he was in the race. But I also see that oftentimes the vice president is kind of doesn't get the opportunity to do much and be in the news and be part of whatever it is. And so maybe if he's like Secretary of Defense, then there'll be some more headlines and he can stay relevant. That's the real problem is, if that's his plan in 2028, like that's 5 years from now before where you're in office, and a lot can happen between even now and this November. Talk about that November.
But here's the thing. Here's what I'm just gonna say it. Imagine Tucker Carlson as VP doing his show from the White House.
That would be baller. Because Vivek was saying that. Yeah, he's like, oh, I have my Truth podcast. We're keeping that going. Interesting. I would love to see that. My question then would be, do we want to saddle Tucker with the responsibilities of being the vice president, or do we just want him in there being like, so what are we doing here? And just talking to everybody. I don't know. I think that would be
true. Just give him a permanent chair in the corner.
Yeah. Just the fly on the wall. Just the fly on the wall.
The official reporter of the White House.
Exactly. The make a new name for the press secretary. So what about what's your overall take on Nikki Haley? Like, why do you think that as much as she is part of the establishment, why do you think she has so much of this institutional support?
Well, I mean, it's just the warmongering thing, because it's like she has so many ties to the military. Like, I'm pretty sure her husband gets like benefits from the military contracts that they put out and stuff like that. And it's like, it's a whole machine. So there's going to be a whole voting platform made behind it too.
Yeah, I guess that really kind of just covers it. Like, it's just like, if you're a war hawk, like the system's there. It's just like you're part of that system. Shout out to Moo. Welcome to the party. I did drop the link pinned to the top of the chat. I just asked if you are not a member that you do cam up. Thank you very much. Any other thoughts on, what is going on? What should we be looking out for? What should we expect? Anything like that. Any hot takes?
Only thing to look out for with all this illegal immigration, I wouldn't go to any big malls anytime soon.
Yep. I was just hearing somebody talk. What was it? I don't know, some podcast, like you said the list. I just fucking watched all of that shit. And yeah, we're talking about like, how do they, like, we think about the attitudes after 9/11 just in the airports, and that then spread out everywhere, and then just that disappeared. It's like, I'm all for not taking your shoes off at the airport, but like, maybe we should pat some people down coming across the border.
Yeah, right. Well, my whole, like, the scary part of it, like before the scary part of it to me is that they're coming across undocumented. Like, they're finding IDs at the border where people are just dropping off their IDs because they don't need them to get across the border. And that is the truly terrifying part to me, because before that, it was just conspiracy theory that the terrorists are going to attack, blah, 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 blah. But now it's just an increased threat level that we have a bunch of undocumented people where are these people coming from? Are they coming from Iran? Are they coming from Yemen? We don't know. We don't know anything, you know?
Nobody knows. Shout out to Indie Film. Welcome to the party, brother. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. Got the link pinned to the top of the chat. Awesome, brother. Anything else you got to say? Anything else you want to share? Any YouTube, Twitch, anything at all?
Nah, I just like being the first person because it's hard to get embarrassed. So hopefully someone
There
else will
you
follow.
go. There you go. If you had fucked up, then people would forget by the end of the show. Smart man. Smart man. I will see you in the after party. Thank you so much for coming up. Take care. All right. And again, the link to come backstage is pinned to the top. If you are not a member, I just ask that you cam up. If you're not, if you are a member, I also ask that you cam up because it looks good for the show. But if you don't want to, that is fine too. Oba said, come across the border illegally, and you don't even have to give a name to fly, let alone take off your shoes. Yep. Mood said, I'm more worried about the Miami mall aliens guys. Yeah, what happened with that? What? That like happened and then just like disappeared. I literally forgot that had happened until I read this comment. That's crazy. All right. Yeah, so they're just saying yeah, something unnatural. So they're here just talking, same kind of conversation we're just having about, how Vivek was everywhere. Like I said, I imagine that Americans will be subject to more police state, even if it wasn't undeniably proven an illegal immigrant committed the T thing. Good there you go. Yeah, they could prove it and it wouldn't matter. Why? Because that's not why we're taking off our shoes in the first place. It's all about compliance. Whenever they test the TSA, it's something like 95% of the shit that they're supposed to catch gets through. So it's literally theater. So much of who is in charge is theater. It is there to make you feel like somebody's got it handled. That's it. I couldn't see whatever they're talking about in the video, so I pretty much dismissed it. Which video? What? Oh, in the alien video? I know, but I mean, regardless of what it was, like, there was 100 fucking cops there. TSA is just a show. Politics is a show. Most of the fucking legal system is a show. I mean, come on. Yeah, travel used to be. Travel is still fun, but it's still just a piece. It's just annoying to have to go through to TSA, and they don't even stop shit unless you got a water bottle or your cologne is too big. If it's more than 3.5 ounces, or some stupid shit like that. Most of the threats they know before they enter the airport. It didn't stop 9/11. If it didn't stop 9/11, then and TSA ain't stopping knives and bombs and shit. And it don't really matter if they know. It doesn't.
Well, Haley didn't do one podcast.
He just doesn't go talk. And by the way, check this out. Vivek, who nobody knew as of 2 years ago, who nobody even, thought about like who Vivek was. You didn't sit there and think, who is this guy? This guy's going to run for president? He went from 0 to 2 million followers on Twitter with billions of online view, and he was constantly meeting with others. A star is born for the Republican Party, by the way, just so everybody knows.
The future
You can sit there and say whatever you want. The left would love a star like Vivek Ramaswamy. By the way,
facts. Is there anybody who has that kind of grassroots support on the left right now? I mean, people are like, okay, I guess Biden, but do you know anybody who's like rah Biden? I mean, like in politics. And even still, I mean, he's not really. That's not really like like that. And yeah, you like that. Fair enough.
Whatever you want. The left would love a star like Vivek Ramaswamy. By the way, on the left,
Ramaswamy,
the star is who? Say
AOC.
Say, you think? I think AOC is a star for the socialist
Gavin
left.
Newsom.
I think it's far left, but I think Gavin Newsom is a star for the left.
Is he? I feel like I guess sometimes you have to remember how stuck in your own mind you are, and the fact that like just the notion of having positive feelings towards Gavin Newsom is a foreign experience to me. And yeah, Mood's saying Gavin is closest, but that's still not, a very big endorsement. He reaches older audiences who are the real voters. True. Yeah, on the left, the everybody's online, gabbing. But when it comes to the voters, it's the boomers. Colette said, I live in Florida and have seen no proof of aliens in that mall, just illegal aliens. Okay, fine. Fair. I'm the one who's believe nothing except anything is possible. Believe nothing. It's tattooed right here. If I pull the wrong arm again, I've done that before. Oh my God. But believe nothing except that anything is possible. So I don't believe that there was aliens in the mall. I do believe it is possible. What I know is that there was a shit ton of cops at that mall, and nobody has reported an actual story. I would like to know. Yeah, I don't get the Newsom. All I can see is a used car salesman. Is he really good looking? I see people say that all the time. I mean, yeah, he's definitely a like the episode of The Office where they're looking at Hillary Swank. It's like, it's not. Would you? Not. Would you do her? Is she hot? Lonsec said, of course, nobody has rah-rah Biden. Their only policy for the last 6 years is anything but Trump. Facts. But so the biggest voter block every year is non-voters by a long shot until 2020, of course. Jokes. I make a jokes because of the mail-in ballots. It's a joke. Mr. Slip said, honestly sounded like season 3 of Stranger Things. Why didn't they check the Russian basement? They should have.
100%. Right? But even a Gavin Newsom, in my opinion, is not the level of a star as a Vivek is for the right. Not at all. There's two different people.
I agree.
So, Rob, let's talk about something here. Last week, out of nowhere, on Friday, President Trump put something on Truth Social. If you can put this up, and then we can go through a couple of the tweets, and I'll speculate on why I think that happened. But if you want to put up what the president said about Vivek.
And so obviously we saw this already.
President General Camp Biden indicted. And I don't know what prompted this. So I went out and I saw Vivek's tweets. And I noticed Vivek tweeted, by the way, this came 45 minutes or 50 minutes after a tweet by Dave Smith that Vivek retweeted.
Hey, shout out to Dave Smith. Shout out. If you're not following Dave Smith, you're fucking up.
Did you see the tweet by Dave Smith? So go to Dave Smith's tweet.
Our friend Dave Smith?
Dave Smith is a stud of a guy. That. So Dave Smith posts something, but he's not a Trumper.
No.
He's the libertarian guy.
He's just one out, retweet like this.
Right. Well, let's, the breaking news is that obviously Trump won Iowa, and Vivek has officially dropped out of the race.
Yeah. So Mr. Slip is saying, I guess Trump and Vivek would get more votes than Trump Tucker, and we need the largest landslide possible. Make it hard to cheat. So I think I agree. I do think that as of right now, Trump has enough of a lead that it really, I don't think it's going to matter. The problem is that I do not know how people are going to react if he is charged with, especially if he's behind bars. Like, I think a lot of us, the polls go up every time, something they come after him, but like actually being in prison, is that going to happen? Most likely not. But crazier things have happened. Donald Trump was the fucking president. And Epstein didn't Epstein himself. I don't know. It's scary. I just like that. That's why, like Vivek was the constant in all of this, is that we don't know what's going to happen with Trump. Worst case scenario, we got a young America first guy who speaks well and has his finger on the pulse. Opus said, I think the opposite, Mr. Slip. I think Tucker pulls more voters, but Vivek would be more effective at the job. I agree that Tucker would pull more votes. That's just because that fits in. There's enough people. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I do agree that Tucker will pull more votes. I'm not even sure that Vivek would be more effective at the job. I mean, Tucker spent a lot more time in politics than Vivek. Neither of them have been politicians, but Tucker's seen behind the scenes for a long time. I really don't know. I don't know. And yeah, fair guess. We'll have to see how it goes. Nobody knows. Moon said the Republican Party is split and not cohesive for the first time in a while. Exactly. That's because finally we had somebody who, those who didn't like wokeness, didn't like progressiveness, they weren't forced to be like, the GOP is fucking wrong. Like, finally, there was someone that's like, okay, even if he's a little brash, even if he's not perfect, he's better than, all of this. And, I chose to I have not voted for him. I have not voted for him yet. I didn't think that he earned my vote. But going through all of this and showing that he hasn't, fell to nothing is a strong thing for me. Hey, shout out to Just Talk About It with not 1, not 2, but 5 gifted memberships. And of course, a treat for Morty. Thank you so much. Shout out to JL. Shout out to Gene. Shout out to Bailey. Is Bailey watching? Shout out to Crispy Wiener 45 and Vibe with me 999. Guys, make sure you join the Discord server as members. You now have full access. Even if you're not a member, you should definitely join. There is the free chat. And I decided to open up the current events. Shout out to our boy Darian, always all day posting local news, current events. And so you now have 2 channels for free. Thank you. Jess, the new co-sponsor of the stream. Thank you.
Iowa. Yeah. And Vivek has officially dropped out of the race.
Yeah. And wisely so.
Okay, so
wisely
everything,
so. Listen,
this was inevitable because Vivek, as much as we think he's a stud, he's been on the program multiple times. We've had a relationship with the guy. He's amazing. At some point, you're going for the king.
Yup.
And if you shoot for the king, you better not miss. And he's been trying to waffle and align himself with the MAGA movement and America First. But Iowa was the first time that someone had to cast the ballot.
Facts. And shout out again to Just Talk About It, another co-sponsor with M169. Thank you again. And yeah, I think that's what surprised a lot of people, I think, is that Vivek fans weren't really preparing for the reality that it's like, okay, they're not friends. They're running against each other. They're opponents. Right now, it's advantageous for Vivek to ride the coattails, but that cannot last. And the first time we see people casting a ballot, as Sauce is saying here, he came in last. Now, that's still very important. That's still something. You did a damn thing, but you are never going to win. Hey, shout out to Alex Pickus in the building. Welcome to the party, brother. Good to see ya. I said Trump is winning by a landslide. There we go. Fuck yeah, Jess is a G. Woohoo, Jess. Thank you again. Thank you. Oba said there's no timeline where Trump doesn't win a free and fair election in 2024, but we all know there will be fortifications. I agree. I don't think anybody could disagree with that. Grontex says Tucker does more good with his platform. Why be a politician when you can actually inform more than the politicians? Plus, he will call out said politicians, and people will actually listen. Yes, and this is all also why I think that depending on what it is, that Vivek could, let's say that Vivek just leans into the podcast and just makes that his thing. And he's just a podcaster now, but he ran for president, and you know what I mean? And all this time we're seeing more and more of him in long form conversation, people who agree with him, people who disagree with him, all that kind of stuff. Could be good. This is a lot of the division that, we're talking about in the Republican Party is good, because a lot of the Republican Party sucks ass. And I think all of us would like to get rid of those aspects and to bring in the Trumpian type, the Vivek type, the DeSantis governor type ideology into our politics and get rid of this hoity-toity type of GOP republicanism. I don't think I don't think it's people are about it. Nope.
And if Trump over the weekend was like, all right, I see what you've been doing. You've been aligning yourself with my team this entire time. Respect. Thank you for this. But at the end of the day, he's running against Donald Trump. He's running against Vivek. And he basically put the nail in the coffin for Vivek. So we all know that most people that like Trump, MAGA, there's some alignment with Vivek. We all know that. But at the end of the day, he's trying to take Donald Trump's job. Yes.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. And I might be parroting this from one of these guys in this video. I didn't come up with this, but the idea that MAGA and America First are the same thing. They're not the same thing. There's a huge overlap, but MAGA is Trump. That's it. And so whatever is Trump, even if there's a lot of overlap with America First, then great. Then there's overlap. But if there's not, then if Trump goes here and the America First caucus is here, it's like, oh, well, that's not great for my pockets. Well, guess what? There's a lot of people who are gonna be like, all right, well, we appreciate what you did, bro, but we don't know your shit. You're the one who decided to run for president. You did a great job, but you're not aligning with us anymore. And so it is what it is. Opposite, the America First caucus will replace the Republican Party, or a right-wing party will cease to exist. This transformation is what you are seeing when you say the Republican Party is divided. Absolutely. 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 M169 said if Vivek isn't picked as VP, put him in charge of the FDA. I'd love to see him overhaul it. He'd just be like, Dano snap, you're gone. You're gone. Yeah, America First caucus. Watch it on Tim Gaslight. Yeah, oh, they get all the America First people. And again, it doesn't mean that you're a great, because I think, no, I was going to say, I was going to bring up Laura Loomer again, but I think she's more MAGA than, like, I would say a Carrie Lake, an MTG, Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan. These are America First people. And they, like, right now, they are for the MAGA movement because it aligns with America First. But it's America First and MAGA second. Yeah, nope.
Hey,
So
100% right.
it took one simple tweet.
Yep.
Whatever the
I found it. Here you go, Rob. If you want to
whatever
play
happened,
Yeah.
but Vivek is now out.
Yeah.
is this the this?
So this, we were talking about how the T-shirts might have been the trigger for why. See, a hungry dog, he goes crazy. We were talking about how the T-shirts were a big deal, but it might be this.
This is the one. Yeah. So if I was a Republican caucusing in Iowa, I would 100% support Vivek, and it's not even close. DeSantis is a war hawk and a coward. War hawk coward. I will never forgive Trump for his appointments and his COVID policy. Nikki Haley is the worst.
Facts. Even as somebody who, like I said, very likely at this point, there is very few things, or there's very few circumstances at this point where I would not vote for Trump. But that does not mean I will ever forgive him for what happened with COVID. I will never, ever forgive him for Anthony Fauci still having a fucking job. Never.
I will never forgive Trump for his appointments and his COVID policy. Nikki Haley is the worst human in America. There's really no debate. I disagree with Vivek on Mexico and China, but his head and shoulders. His head and shoulders, the best Republican candidate. Plus, he does my show. LOL, right?
I mean, what's to disagree with? What's to disagree with? This is the Libertarian Party guy. That he's like he doesn't like Trump at all. No, again, he's probably in the same situation where he's going to end up voting for Trump because of the choices. If not, or actually, no, he said he's voting for who's the LP candidate right now, Michael something. But again, he the idea there is he's very embroiled in overhauling that party. And right now is not the time for the Mises Caucus in the Libertarian Party. Were you here? You were here when we were doing the trans thing, right? Oh man. Yep. Highest paid government official in history. Led 2 different deathly pandemics. Badly. 2. 1, all right, fine. All right, fine. You didn't know what was going on with AIDS, fine. You did, but all right, fine. Bats at a wet market. What was it? Anyone who doesn't resent Trump's COVID policy is a sheep and a shill. Facts. Facts. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yes, because what did he say? They let you. I am in favor of adults being allowed, especially women, or not especially, but I mean, adult, male or female, if you choose to let somebody do something to your body, you should be allowed to let that person do that to your body. MS9 said if Trump came out and said, look, I was lied to by Fauci and Bricks, and I do it differently, it would go a long way. Yeah, and I am not holding my breath on that one. I am not holding my breath on that one. And this is where we get to, you know, the area of like, there's a big difference between the ultra MAGA people that I was trying to talk about at the beginning and your average person who's like, all right, well, Trump is clearly the better option. Yeah, and I'm not though. I'm not. Nope. I can't. Not at least without something, some kind of apology, some type of, hey, I was supposed to be the guy that made sure that was all of this was going on, that you were protected. And I failed you. All these people, they were taken care of. But you were on the front lines. You were working in a Petco for 8 months. Not 8 months, 8 weeks. You were working in a Petco for 8 weeks while everything was shut down, and everybody who came in was gross cat ladies with fucking lizard shit and bird crap all over them, and the shipping boxes were nasty, and all of that. All of that. You were fine with me standing there dealing with all that for you. And then I became a second-class citizen. So no, I will not. Unless you come to my home and kiss my fucking feet, Trump, you will always be wrong on that. Now, I obviously understand that he was trusting Fauci, so it's really about Fauci. But I don't care how it would have looked. I don't care. I don't care. Not my fucking problem. The buck stops with you. You destroyed what you had built. Because you didn't have I don't know. I don't know what it was. I really think that it was the ego that, I don't want to, get rid of the pandemic guy in a pandemic. That's what I think it was. But I don't. Maybe Fauci certainly not. So that I resent almost all COVID policy. I'll grant that we didn't know much in the very beginning, but yeah, I still don't like Operation Warp Speed either. I don't have a problem with Operation Warp Speed. I think Operation Warp Speed was a great feat of American ingenuity. Just don't force me to be part of it. It was amazing. It's amazing that they were able to get something out that didn't, I mean, we've seen issues, but most people are not dropping dead of the vaccine. It is what it is. Like, people are not dropping dead of the vaccine unless they're 16-year-old soccer players. But aside from that, most people are fine. Most people, we didn't know. It's not the Operation Warp Speed that's the problem. It's the attitudes around everything else. Mr. Sub said Fauci gets emails about cloth face masks being barely effective. Immediately goes on airs and tells people just wear 2 masks, okay? If you wear 1 mask, then the droplets they'll go through the 1 mask. But if you have 2 masks, then you can't get COVID, okay? So let's be real. If he had fired Fauci, the attacks from the left would have been vicious. I don't care. The attacks from the left on me were vicious. I don't fucking care. That's not my fucking problem. I don't care. I do not care. You are correct. I do not care. That's your L to take. Not you, Trump. I don't care. I do not care. It is not my job to do your job. I agree. I think this is the case. And it's understandable, which is why I can see that while I don't forgive what he did, I understand why it happened. And I'm willing to cast a vote for him. But that doesn't mean that, it's all good. We're good. No. He was the president when the science took over. It is what it is. Fair enough. Forgive's too strong, but look past. Definitely. Mrs. United said, I like Trump, but he's a human and not perfect. That's fair. But I mean, there's a difference between being imperfect and I don't know. I mean, maybe that's my trigger thing, and I'm not saying any of you shouldn't you should feel exactly the same way, but that I'm just being honest. That is how I feel. Virgil Kane from Manchester, England said, quote from Trump, Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, it's quote from Trump. Jeffrey Epstein likes them young. Yep. Droplets. Fuck your droplets. Oh yeah, me too. I would much rather see Vivek than Trump for president. But as you say, we have to be realistic. 100%. So this also, my grandmother worked at the NIH way back before Fauci, but I'm sure she would roll over in her grave had she hear him say what he said about the science. It's an insult to real science. Indeed. And the party of science was just like, whatevs. It said vaccines are safe and effective. Masks are effective at reducing spread, and quarantine help save lives. I mean, sure, okay, but at what cost? Vaccine was a great idea, but to give it to the vulnerable, obese, yeah, that's what it should have been. I agree with the masks were not effective because of how people use them. We know that for sure now because most people were not using the N95 masks and cleaning them properly. That is effective. Using cloth masks was not effective any more than literally putting your hand over your face. Like if I spit at you and you put your hand up like that, yeah, it's gonna save some spit from getting on your face. That's it. That's what the masks did. Because 99% of people, maybe not 99, but a large majority of people would take the same mask and they're breathing into it. And now there's bacteria forming. They're touching their face a lot more than they otherwise would have. No, this is what I'm telling you right now. No, it doesn't help reduce transmission because you're more likely to do the things that would cause it to transmit that the mask doesn't do simply because you have a mask on. Simply because I don't know if you have facial hair, but I never touched my face so much than when they forced me to stand in front of people, no 6 feet, just like maybe about as far as I am from the camera right now. Nasty cat lady people. I can smell the shit in their clothes, and they're all, wiping everything down. Great. Oh, but, I still got to pick it up. It's been on the shit. And no, everybody was fine with that. But then when I want to live like a normal person, not going out and spitting on anybody and trying to get anybody sick, but y'all are wearing the masks. Y'all have gotten the vaccine. So why the fuck am I a second-class citizen? It didn't make sense then, and it's not going to make sense now. I understand that. But, okay, all right. I mean, like...
And so Vivek retweets.
Oh, look who we got back. We got Mr. Snape. Welcome back. How are we doing?
I just wanted to break down the things I hate about cloth masks. So just a little bit of background on me. I'm an Army medic. I have gone through some hazmat training. So I'm not an expert by any means, but I've done some work in it. But the whole thing about cloth masks, if you look at the study because there's like a study that says they're like 33% effective. So that people are like, well, if it's 33% effective, you might as well wear it because it helps. But then if you look at the study, how they controlled it, they were using they had like high quality fibers in the first place. And then on top of that, you have to make sure it's proper seal. And on top of that, if you ever touch your face, you need to swap out that mask because you just contaminated your mask. And now you're breathing in constantly what you were just touching for the last like whatever 15 seconds.
So when somebody says any mask helps reduce transmission, we're talking about beyond literally just a spittle from if somebody is spitting on you, then the air, the droplets that is the cause of transmission will not help that because it goes in the sides, goes in the top. Then if you once you breathe in it enough, it has enough of a biome to create more bacteria that may not have nothing to do with COVID, but is probably much worse. Then again, if you're touching other things and you touch your face, then everything goes to nothing. Is that somewhat accurate?
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's what
It
I
was
thought.
it was just about compliance. It's essentially gang bandanas showing that
Facts.
I'm a compliant person. I don't know. I'm tired.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yep.
that's all I want to say.
All right. Well, thank you, sir, very, very much for backing me up. You have a good one. There we go. Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. Now, does it like the? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not saying that there is zero effect. I'm saying the comparison of what was done for that 33% effect in perfect conditions was inappropriate for the country.
The best Republican. Plus, he does my show. LOL, right? And so Vivek retweets this. The most important
Oh my God. Shout out to AJW. I would have no idea if those existed.
sentence here is what? I will never forgive Trump for his.
Colette said, I won't wear a mask again, and I'm a pureblood. I said, shit. Me too. Morty gets a treat for the purebloods just because I see him looking and he heard the horns. Shout out to the purebloods in the building. Remember, they cannot get to a vaccine mandate if you refuse to wear your gang colors, as Slip just said. They cannot get to a vaccine mandate if you won't wear a mask. Now, if you feel that it's so important to wear a mask, go ahead and wear a mask. I'm just letting you know that most of us out here are like, oh, fuck that. It doesn't work. At least not enough for the change that it's causing.
This. The most important sentence here is what? I will never forgive Trump for his appointments and his COVID policy. And you retweeting it is a form.
Ooh, interesting point. We'll come back to that. Obis is saying, I hear there's a market for pure blood seed. Might look into that for some extra cash. Let's go. I don't know. I mean, when they see my height, they might be like, we'll take our chances with it. Also said, pure blood will be my next ticket to big money. Mark my words. All right. Words marked. Words marked. Mr. Slip said I'd be fine with how Asian countries do it, where they wear masks when they are sick. Exactly. That's how that should work. That's how that should work. If you are sick, then you wear the mask. Why the fuck am I wearing the mask? Because you're sick. It's like the trans people. Like, why the fuck do I have to change my language when you're the one who's fucking wearing a dress? Just leave me out of it. Wear the fucking dress. I don't give a shit. Just leave me out of it.
Retweets
Right,
this.
so this is an important part.
Plus, he does my show. LOL, right? And so Vivek retweets this. The most important sentence here is what? I will never forgive Trump for his appointments and his COVID policy. And you retweeting it is a form of an endorsement. And to Trump,
retweeting it. So Vivek retweeted this tweet that say, I will never forgive Trump for his appointment and his COVID policy. And Vivek retweeted it. So a lot of people are saying it's the T-shirt that triggered Trump to fire at him. But it could be this. I mean, if I cared enough, I would look at the times and everything. I'm sure somebody could. I'm so sure somebody could find it, which was first, which he saw first. But either way, I think it's like one of these things triggered him.
Who reads everything to see where you are, this would upset the hell out of somebody like who's wired like Trump. So then Vivek comes out and he gives love to Trump and says, I'm probably going to be campaigning. I called president. I told him I endorse you and I'll be in New Hampshire with you. So you know what role he's playing next. And the president had good things to say about him. And
okay. And I appreciate that. I am scared of vaccines. I am scared of vaccines that are pushed and not tested in long term. I am afraid of that. That is legitimate fear. And that is why I didn't want to do it. So if y'all are doing it to protect me, then how about just don't then? You don't have to. Nobody asked you to do that. I am totally fine being a pureblood while COVID is out there. Like Obis said, if airborne Ebola comes around, line me the fuck up. Line me the fuck up. That didn't happen. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a pureblood who did not get COVID.
And Kerry Lake, they had good things to say about those two.
About Kerry Lake, dude, and listen, say what you want. I watched the entire the post-win caucus. Bro, you cannot compare him to Joe Biden. And I'm saying this with all sincerity. He doesn't, like, it's sad to watch. I hope everybody realizes that they got duped into voting for this guy because he was the lesser of two evils.
So shout out to the pure bloods. Now I would so you got COVID twice and you didn't get jabbed. Oh, and so okay, so to you. So you got three of you purebloods got on purpose. What, you're looking for natural immunity? Morning and no COVID. So you're the I'm not like, I know this sounds like bullshit. And statistically, I know that it's not the case, but anecdotally, literally, you are the only person besides my parents who they actually, wait, didn't I? I think my dad got it, but he's a doctor and he's in hospital. So the only person I know besides my mother who got vaccinated and did not get COVID is moot. Every single person I know that got vaccinated got it at least once, usually more. And a plurality of people who did not never got it. Shout out to AKA 182. Welcome to the party. Said I had to get it because of my job. Yep. They and I'm sure that that's totally within the liberal ethos, that in order to have this job, we're going to force you to put something in your body. But, exactly. Welcome to the party, AKA Mr. Slip said we were 1 month out from returning from deployment, and the only thing that could stop you from going home was get COVID. Friend got COVID. So he sat in a small room and watched Magic for Humans. Hey, there you go. That's how you do it. Fuck yeah. Natural immunity.
I hope everybody realizes that they got duped into voting for this guy because he was the lesser of two evils. He came up there. He was professional. He was cordial. He said.
Oh, so, okay. You got COVID pre-vaccine. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Nice things about Ron. He said nice things about Haley. Nikki Haley. He said.
Can you play this clip about what he said about Vivek and then play Vivek's clip as well?
Yep.
Go ahead, Rob.
And see, like, yeah, when we're talking about your grandma, I mean, I don't know exactly how old she is, but I'm assuming she's over 60 or something. Like, yes, now we're talking about people who are in a high-risk category. I would not say, hey, your grandma should not take this. I wouldn't even say anybody shouldn't take it. I'm just saying it shouldn't be like, the most egregious example that sticks out of my head is Casey Neistat saying that, like, oh, you just go down to 7-Eleven, you stick your arm out at the window. How do you know that's not crack? How do you know that's not fentanyl? What, because they're in scrubs at 7-Eleven? Okay. Trust and verify, right? Vaccine boosted. Oh no. Got over COVID in 2 days. Got a damn good immune system. Well, that's the other thing. I have not been sick except for one time when I was a child in grade school, in maybe it was middle school, but I'm probably younger. I just don't get sick. Like, it doesn't happen. Knock on wood.
He said.
Can you play this clip about what he said about Vivek and then play Vivek's clip as well?
Yep.
Go ahead, Rob.
Virgil got it 2 years ago, and now he's a spirit. Good one.
I also want to congratulate Vivek because he did a hell of a job. He came from 0, and he's got a big percent, probably 8%, almost 8%, and that's an amazing job. They're all very.
Oh, shout out to Grandma. No hate there.
Very smart people, very capable people.
You can pause it and go to the next one, Rob, and see Vivek's video if you have it. And the star is born with
7 months old. 7 months old, and you need to be vaccinated with this. How many child deaths do we have? Oh, okay. Bet. And when does the actual data on the trials come out? It's 2026, right? Oh, no. It's 2076. Trust and verify.
Vivek. There's no question.
1,000%. And guess what, though? He has to realize that right now, and I'm pretty sure he's going to take it because, he has his own money. He has a strong backbone. That swamp, that left, that establishment, they're going to start as of right now. They're going to be on top of his ass.
Go ahead and play.
Because they don't like him.
He
speaks the truth.
What do you guys think about that? That the left sees that Vivek is still a threat to the establishment, and they're still going to go after him as we go through the rest of the year, the rest of the next presidential term. What do you guys think about it? Oh, that's a badass. Like, I'm in high-risk categories. I still won't ever be vaxxed. Hey, that is your freedom. And that should never be taken away by the government. I thought that was an American, that was so, obvious. That was just like, yeah, of course. Until it wasn't. And then it was just like, okay, we're not doing America anymore. Like, all right, okay. Well, so I'm also not someone to get angry at people who want the vax. Yeah, the virus was real. Exactly. The reaction was manufactured. Exactly. Bingo. And that's why I'm not. I'm not like my entire family is vaxxed, but my parents are older. My siblings are liberals, and would just leave me the fuck out of it. Just leave me alone. That's my entire political platform. Just leave me and children alone. Me, children, and other innocent people. Just leave us alone. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mean, that's the scariest part. That's the scariest part is that there's still so many people who haven't had their eyes open. There's still people who are like, oh, yeah, Fauci did great. What? You'd think it exposes all the corruption. But I guess if people don't want to see it, then they don't want to see it. I said I'm not against most vax. Yeah, me neither. But RMA is like programming for our bodies. And if COVID showed me anything, it was that these people are mad scientists and I'm not letting them program my body. I disagree. I think mRNA technology in and of itself is a widely tested and used technology. But this specific thing did not have the proper testing. So in 15 years, if we I've never gotten a flu shot because I just never got the flu, never felt like I needed it, didn't want to put anything foreign into my body, so I didn't. And nobody ever told me I couldn't come to work, I couldn't eat at their restaurant, I couldn't come to their house, I couldn't come to Christmas, Mom and Dad, because I didn't take a flu shot. Manufactured. Guamtech said, Vivek drew a line in the sand and the establishment and the institutions won't stand for that. Yep. Mom's pretty base. Shout out to Colette. Mr. Slip said, I did love trolling people that required a vaccine card to do stuff. I'll show you if you show me your HIPAA certification. Gotcha. And even said the problem is that people wanted the vax, the people that wanted the vax were given false information that convinced them to go get the vax. Exactly. It's not brand new. How old is mRNA technology? It's not brand new. How old is mRNA technology? It's not new. That's a good one. How long has mRNA technology been around? Since the early 60s. It's not new. We have a long history of mRNA vaccines and all that stuff. Now, I am totally open to the conversation. Like, okay, do kids these days need all of these vaccines? Maybe, we take measles, mumps, polio, and we're good. That's certainly a question or a situation I'm willing to have. Okay, well, yeah. So as we see there, leprosy. Oh my God, I forget what I was going to say. But Infilm said I wasn't against actual vacations. Yeah, me neither. Now I trust none of them. The mRNA was not designed to be used in vaccinations. And that's the okay. Well, that's I didn't say they were the same thing. I said mRNA technology is not brand new. Run the tape back. That's what I said. I'm not scared off by mRNA technology. I'm scared off by a specific drug that has not been tested. Hey, shout out to Stephanie Miller. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. So the fact that it was forced was the red flag for me. To point out where they fired medical personnel, the same ones who stuck around when COVID first came out. Yep. Yeah. And I certainly, you know, I'm not going to measure myself and compare myself to actual first responders and stuff. But like, as I was just saying, I was on the front lines too. Like COVID didn't apparently, according to everybody else, it didn't discriminate on only, you know, frontline workers or excuse me, first responding workers. It was all essential employees. We were in danger. We put our lives, we thought, on the line. And what did we get?
Stupid.
Okay, who told you that? Not Pfizer.
Go back a little bit.
Candidates in.
Go back. Yeah, sometimes it does that.
As I've said since the beginning, there are 2 America First candidates in this race. And earlier tonight, I called Donald Trump to tell him that I congratulated him on his victory. And now going forward, he will have my full endorsement for the presidency. And I think we're going to do the right thing for this country.
Some people were unhappy, by the way, when he did that.
Yeah.
FY, his wife is also very well spoken. She's a surgeon, by the way. She's like,
wait, people were unhappy when he did what?
Really?
Oh, yeah. She's very.
And
just endorsing him. Okay.
Wife is also very well spoken. She's a surgeon, by the way. She's like,
really?
Oh yeah, she's very smart and very well spoken as
Where
well.
does she, do you know where she's at? Is she anti-MAGA or is she?
No, what do you mean? It's his wife.
No, I'm saying Vivek's wife. Yeah, one thing is his.
Bro, get your house in order. If you think somebody's running for president and their wife, it's like, I mean, you'd probably be good, but, or no, he's saying anti-Trump. But yeah, so like, you can't be like, I'm out here saying that Trump is great and I would just be a little bit better. But my wife is like, nah, fuck that dude. No, get your house in order. Get your house in order. Excuse me. Oh. 80 Film said August 23rd, 2021. Robert Malone, a medical doctor and infectious disease researcher, recently suggested that Pfizer and Moderna vaccines might actually make COVID-19 infections worse. All I have is my anecdotal evidence, but this is exactly in line with how my life has played out. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm just reading a comment that somebody else has said. I don't even know if Robert Malone actually said that. Maybe you're trolling me, but this makes sense and maps perfectly onto my experience. So the Soul said, I won't say I'm as anti-vax as Candace, but I'm definitely hesitant. I don't think they're all necessary and definitely think the schedule for children should be delayed until age 2+. Just my opinion. So yeah, I don't really know the specific. I mean, I don't have kids, so I don't. You know, it's been a while since I was a kid, but I know that like the number of shots is it's like isn't it in like the 70s now or something like that? Like 70 different shots over those few years. That might be an exaggeration, but you know, a lot. And yeah, I'm completely open to have the conversation of okay, do I want to put this? Not only do I want to put this in my child's body, but do I want to put this in my child's body at this age while this is also in their body? That's a different question. And if you act like that's not a reasonable question, you are not a reasonable person. Again, just a reminder, guys, the link to come on up is pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to come and hang out, all I ask is that if you are not a member, that you just please came up. Thank you. Thank you. Slip says that any film, I believe it was around the 3rd strain where it literally only spread between people who were vaccinated. Makes sense. Virgil said, I don't necessarily support Trump, but Melania is worth one. There you go. I said I'm 100% for vaccines that have been tried and tested in society for decades, but I ain't your lab rat. I said, shit, me too.
Is Vivek's wife, is she pro-Trump? Does she lie?
She does what Vivek tells her to do.
Oh, well, I mean,
Vivek's the leader of the household. But
Yeah,
go ahead, Adam.
So just a couple talking points. It's official, guys. The Trump train has left the station. This was the first of what we're going to be seeing over the next few weeks, few months, the Republican primaries.
The Trump train has left the station. Let's go.
Trump's running away with this thing. Next up is New Hampshire. Nikki has a slight chance there, but with Vivek dropping out and endorsing.
The only way, okay, she does have a chance simply because They see how much he's won. And now all the people who are like, oh, yeah, I'm a Democrat, or, oh, I'm a Republican, but really are just like, oh, yeah, just tell you who to vote for. She's going to get a bump. She's going to get a big bump.
And stumping for Trump, it's over. Ron's got no path to the presidency. It's over. His only shot was in Iowa. He's not winning New Hampshire, and he's certainly not winning what's third, South Carolina.
And by the way, Trump didn't win Iowa. I think Ted Cruz won Iowa in 2016.
Thank you. I was just going there. Thank you, PBD.
So who was saying, and I think that was Rhett earlier, who was saying the candidate who usually wins Iowa doesn't win the election. I'm not questioning the stat, but Trump is different, baby. Trump is different.
Became the highest ever winning percentage for a Republican primary candidate ever. Donald Trump in 2016, to put in perspective. So what they say in Iowa is that if you win the evangelical vote, you win Iowa. 2/3 of Iowa Caucus voters are.
I wonder why. If you get some of a group of people who live based on their dogmatic ideology, I wonder why. I don't wonder why they're a voting bloc.
Evangelical. So in in year 2000, George W. Bush won it with 43% of the vote. Trump just crushed that with 51% of the vote. Okay.
Really? What, the shot in the dark thing? Interesting. And they keeps getting erased. Maybe we'll try to do it over here. Or no, we'll go on Kick. We'll do it on Kick. And if it gets erased there, then we can do a special movie night in Discord. Of course, for members only. That's going to be the next contest, guys. We're going to have a movie night contest. So if you set up a movie night, I don't know when exactly. Like right now, we have the Word of the Day contest going on in Discord. But the next contest, I already have it in my head. If you host a movie night, you're going to get a certain number of points. If you attend somebody else's, you're going to get a certain number of points. You're going to get points for the number of people. And I might, I like to throw in a little wild card near the end. So like I said, guys, it is free to join the Discord community. There's 2 free channels with the free chat and the current events channel that you do not have to pay a dime. But if you would like to be part of the after party and the full conversation, you can join. It just starts at $2.99 a month to be a member, and that includes a member stream every single week. I try. That's not a promise, but I do my best to have at least one member stream every week. And then we are in Discord 24/7. So give it a shot. Moon said, "How did Ronnie drop the ball? He had momentum. Was it the high heels? Yes." It was the high heels. It was the inability to speak properly and a lack of general charisma. So the heels were probably the biggest thing. The second thing is what I called out a bunch of times is that let's say his big point that he wants to drive home is I was the best governor on COVID. Let's just say that's what he wants to say. He would be like, yes, you have to be vaxxed for movie night. Good one. So let's say Ron DeSantis wanted to, but I was the best governor on COVID. He would say something like, well, all the other states were doing this, and I was the best governor on COVID, and other governors were doing this and that. You want to end on your point. You want to punctuate. You're like, all these other, but I was the only governor who opened up during COVID. And so then when you're not punctuating, and also you're just kind of talking monotone, and all the other governors were shut down, but I was the only one who opened up. And then when they opened up later, I was already open because I had opened up. Shut up! Can't win a presidency like that. Shout out to Animal Instinct in the building. Welcome to the party. So Democrats are so pissed Vivek isn't on their side. He is well-spoken, intelligent, articulate, handsome, everything you would want in a politician. Endorsing Trump made their blood boil. Yeah, we had a comment of the night from Guantek on this same sentiment. That I still look at Vivek as Trump without the ego, plus Obama without the woke agenda. I love it.
Trump just crushed that with 51% of the vote, okay, in Iowa. Trump's dominating. So to look at what's going on in Iowa right now, understand a couple different things. The DNC, you talk about Biden, the Republican. We all know that Biden is a weak candidate. Who is not weak is the DNC. They are shrewd. They are slick. They know how to play the game.
Yep, they know how to cheat in 2016. Yeah,
it is very naive of you to just think they're cheaters. It's
not you. They'll stop at anything.
I'm saying to anyone out there, if you just think they're cheating, you're being naive. They have grassroots campaigns. They're organized. They get out the vote.
There are people. That's why. That was the remember when Peter Boghossian was here. Remember, he was saying you can't use semantic obfuscation for all of it because obfuscating something is a purposeful thing. So there are people who are twisting the meanings of words and the usage of words to confuse everybody. And then there are the people who are confused using these twisted words. So the grassroots movements of the people who accept the semantic obfuscation, they're there. It's not just a bunch of grifters anymore. There's a whole generation, a political generation of people who believe that you cannot be racist to white people, who believe that there are more than two genders, who believe, I mean, go down the list. Go down the list. These people genuinely believe this shit. Remember, guys, we're coming up on the 2.5 hour mark. If you'd like to keep going, just you know how to do it.
It's
not you. They'll stop at anything.
I'm saying to anyone out there, if you just think they're cheating, you're being naive. They have grassroots campaigns. They're organized. They get out the vote. Do weird things happen in elections, especially with mail-in ballots during COVID? But look at every election since 2000. It's been a nail biter. It's as we used with our friend the other day.
That's a good point. John Kerry was like he was running against Obama, and now the climate. I mean, now that I think about it, though, the climate czar. That might be something that's going to be a lot more relevant as the years go on, if you know what I mean.
Ignorant and naive to just think they're cheaters. Their DNC don't play. The fact that
just use whatever, just use. So you can just, if you want to start a new thread, just use it in free chat or disable chat or whatever. Just start a new thread of conspiracies, or just put it right in the channel. You can do whatever you want. You have the ability as a member to make new threads and all that stuff. The same way I did Lutch's links today. Like there was two conversations. There was a conversation going on in free chat, and there was a conversation going on in disciple chat. And I like to, when I'm throughout the day, I'm watching my shit, and I like to share that stuff with you guys. And but I didn't want to keep like just posting shit and breaking up the conversation, so I started a new thread. If you don't know how to do that, I can definitely show you how to do it. But shout out to Soil to Soul for the $3 super chat or Cash App. Cash App better than a super chat because YouTube doesn't even take a piece. So that $3 is mine. Thank you. So much. Very, very, very much appreciated. Let's keep the party raging.
Joe Biden is even remotely in the mix, just shows how strong the DNC is. But that's not the point. They're trying to paint Donald Trump as MAGA extremists and the MAGA base as extremists. The DNC chair, Jamie Harrison, okay, he said that this is the most far-right extreme MAGA party ever. I would argue that it's exactly the opposite. They're extremists with support for Donald Trump. If you look at the exit polling, Iowa supporters about their candidate, how extreme are you about your candidate? How enthusiastic are you about your candidate? 50% Donald Trump, extreme. DeSantis, 23%. Nikki, only 9%. Nobody's bought into Nikki. And 82% of Trump voters said they have made up their mind. They're not going anywhere.
Yep.
And that's kind of, similar to one of the conversations we were having in Discord the other night that, or maybe, I don't know where it was. I talked to you guys all over the place. So the fact is, for the most part, people already know where they're going to vote, barring something drastic like Biden dies or Trump goes to prison. Then people kind of already know, as long as the landscape doesn't change too much and the same people are there. I think if you're riding for Nikki right now, ain't nothing gonna stop you. If you're riding for Biden right now, ain't nothing gonna stop you, unless he dies.
So they have extreme loyalty to Trump.
I don't mob you guys, Patrick, but nothing makes me happier, especially last night, because of everything that's happening, is watching CNN and MSNBC and all those loser shills from Rachel Maddow to Joy Reid to Jen Psaki, the ginger swindler.
The ginger swindler! Oh my God. Was I pour me a Trump puddle and I'm rolling in that shit. Cover it all over me, bro. Let's go. Let's go. The Trump train has left the station. And that's the good side of Vivek dropping out, is that we can just like, hey, we're all on the same team now. It is what it is. Like I would have loved, like I said a million times, I would have loved to see how the two of them would have gone against each other, but that's history now. And there is nobody even close to, like, if Trump is off the ballot, I'm not voting. If Trump dies, I'm not voting. And that's not because I love Trump so much. It's because I hate everything else about politics that much. That much. Yeah, you like that one, the ginger swindler. That was a good one. Colette said, I'm certainly voting for Trump a third time, even if he's in prison. I don't think, I don't think being in prison would change my mind at all. I have not read through the indictments themselves. I'm not a lawyer, so it's more like, I'm not going to understand it like that. But I've listened to enough debates of people who are lawyers who have gone through it, and there's debates on either side. So it's not clear cut that, oh, this is bad, or oh, this is a lie. It's not clear cut like that. And so I'm just going on the information I have. And if we had there you go. Shout out to Harambe. Harambe, that shit. I mean, yeah. But again, then like, where does the rest? Everybody doesn't do that. Where do those votes go? But yeah, I mean, I don't know what could change at this point. The establishment is so much of the establishment. Like, there's no other way to say it. There's no other option. There's either you don't participate, you push the establishment, or Trump. That's where we're at.
Losing their minds.
You want to play the Joy Reid?
Please do, because by the way, I don't watch
Joy Reid. I hate watching Joy Reid. Let's do it.
That is better than any porn I've ever seen, and it started. And is this the one where Joy Reid says that what's it called? Nikki Haley lost because of, guess what?
She's a woman, because she's a woman, and we're just not ready for that strong, independent female to be in charge of the nation.
We're gonna guess.
Play this.
Racism. Let's see.
What? Okay. All right. I mean, he was right. I did not guess.
Yeah.
New Hampshire. And I think to the point that you made, Steph, I mean, it's the elephant in the room. She's still a brown lady.
Oh, Jesus.
That's got to try to win in a party that is deeply.
Is she though? I mean, I know she's Indian, but is she though? Is she?
Anti-immigrant, and which
wearing a parted blonde
the notion
wig.
that you
What
can
are you
say
talking
immigrants
about?
are poisoning the blood of our country. She's getting, birthered by Donald Trump.
Birthered!
And I don't care how much the donor class.
Remember how much they laughed at Kofafi, which was very clearly a typo. But yeah, a birtherer.
Likes her, which will ramp up a lot the better she does in New Hampshire. So it's still a challenge. I don't see how she becomes the nominee of that party with
Google it, or nobody tell her. Nobody tell her. Nobody tell her.
I can't picture it happening. Maybe it could happen. Ron DeSantis' only argument for staying in it is he's the white guy, that he can still make the appeal.
Oh my God. So I saw a comment that said Joy Reid scalped a Karen, is wearing her hair as a trophy. Oh my God. The savagery.
I have to pause it right there. I have a question for her.
Argument.
If she hates Trump so much, why did she go get Trump's hair?
Let's go.
Like, you have a million different options on a different hair to have, and you get Trump. Look at Trump's picture below.
Yeah.
Yo, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. What did you do? Oh my God. Golden Tech said, but she couldn't say the actual brown person lost because of race. Yeah, right.
Dude, you got Trump's hair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one a bigger closet supporter of Trump than you.
Guys,
you're
and by the
amazing.
way, this is cultural appropriation at the highest level.
Yeah,
exactly. This is what they're talking about over here.
That's so
that jacket looks like a white professor I had in college 40 years ago.
But notice how it has. Listen to me. They're already starting.
She's a spy.
It's race. It's mag. By the way,
I can't, bro. I can't. And people said, Jesus, liberals are so racist, and her haircut is cultural appropriation. Oh, they make it too easy. They make it too easy.
When people say it's a MAGA extremist, you know what the word MAGA is? The abbreviation is? Make America Great Again. When did that become such a racist?
Yeah.
Wait, you want to make America great again? You Nazi, you piece of shit. By the way, all these people better bow down.
Hunger Games dream. Oh my God, the Karen
and kiss Trump's feet, because now they're relevant again. Now for the next 4 years, if he wins, they're gonna have something to talk about, because now nobody watches you, nobody cares. Now all those green-haired, crazy, screaming, oh, the world's over. Now they have something to watch, because guess what? We're back to a racist country, and we're back to the end of the world.
I want to say that.
Oh, I crack myself up. I crack myself up. If you're watching the replay, I said, don't tell Colette what Harambe is. And so the soul puts this up, and then I delete it in the chat because I'm a dick.
Yeah, we're back.
One of the weakest words in the English language in America today is racist.
I love it.
I remember when that used to actually mean
something. Yep. Mood, are you still here? You remember when we were talking last night and you're like, okay, well, if that's the case, then racism has no meaning.
Bingo.
Yup.
I remember when I heard they were racist, I was like, oh shit, the racists are here. The KKK's here. The neo-Nazis are here. They're here. The racists are here. It's the most watered down, weak word in America today.
It's right here. So Harambe is that gorilla that got shot when the kid fell into his pen at the zoo. You've heard of it probably, but forgot. He got votes for president afterwards. People wrote him in. The no, I no, because I don't want to be mad. At least I saw that you I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. But you betrayed me. You betrayed me. All I asked was nobody tell her what Harambe is. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so it was when was that? It was like 2014-ish. Harambe 2016. Shouts out to Harambe. Yeah, I actually never really got the meme and like when it was like a relevant thing. I was just like, what the but it stuck around long enough that I was like, oh, all right, it's funny now. Mr. Slip said my favorite presidential race is between Mickey Mouse and Ralph Nader to see who gets more votes. I know. Kelly Green said, dude, I've mentioned green hair motherfuckers all the time. My stereotype is if a bitch has green, dykey, untasteful hair, she ain't cutting mine. I don't know what the relevance is, but I'm with it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. And of course, dicks out for Harambe
Day. It means nothing. People shout it. It's the boy who cried wolf. It's the boy who cried racist. At this point, and a lot of us fell for it in 2016. Donald Trump, he's racist. He's racist. Well, nobody's falling in for it, especially while you stole Trump's win.
Adam, don't say Adam. I love you to death. Do not say nobody's gonna fall for it.
Facts. Do not say nobody's gonna fall for it, because literally last night, people who watch this channel did not understand the arguments as to why people think that Donald Trump is not a racist. Oh, did he? Well, damn, you caught it. M169 said, I'm almost ashamed that the Harambe shit went down in Cincinnati, my hometown. I blame those parents. That enclosure wasn't easy to get into. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. Thanks out.
I am still curious to see, because they're starting it already. All they're gonna do is go back to their old playbook, and I'm hoping. And if you're listening out there, and you are, some people are far left, some people are far right.
Well, we bring that back with a new My Six shirt with a bunch of new Indian Jesus designs and a Harambe Pepe 2024 shirt coming out soon. Actually, I'm gonna make a note of that right now. Right now, we got get that. Harambe drip. Bam. Noted. taken, gonna happen reality. That is how the Indian Jesus works. Lego.
If you're on that left, don't buy into the bullshit, okay? He's not racist. This isn't a racist country. Yes, there's some racist people down in Arkansas. You're going, listen, yeah, you're gonna find them. But the majority of us, we're trying to get better and go past all that bullshit. Stop taking us backwards and wake the hell up.
Can we talk about, Tom, did you want to add something?
Yeah, very simply. If you want to know what Trump derangement syndrome looks like, that's what it looks like.
That's exactly it.
That is what a deranged argument looks like. And that is where the phrase Trump derangement syndrome came from.
You guys mad out too.
What if Biden's dead and we already have one? I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. I mean, Biden has to be the easiest president to turn into an AI in the history of presidents. Whether it's the technology, whether it's the way he behaves, he's got to be the easiest president for the next 100 years. Any AI president project is going to use Joe Biden as the base. Shout out to Zippy the Strange with another gifted membership. Oh my God. Shout out to Rebecca Johnson. You are now a member of the Indian Jesus Discord YouTube channel, and you have access to the full Discord server. Make sure I'll drop the link here one more time for you. Make sure you come and check it out. It is a fun time. Even if you are not a member, guys, remember, it is free. It is free to join the Discord. I mean, you ain't going to get in the after party, but you're still going to have a lot of fun. Thank you so much, sir.
It's her and Rachel Maddow that don't know what to say, so they say things like that.
Yeah, but you know what? Let me tell you though, Tom. Honestly,
what did Guantek say?
Much as I want to say, of course, they still have a very loyal audience that's going to agree with anything they say. I don't think they have the kind of credibility that they once had. I think it's hurting them. By the way, Nikki Haley. Here's what Nikki Haley does in her acceptance speech.
Oh, God.
Rob, do you have a clip of Nikki Haley when she gives a talk?
Okay,
and she says,
I was going to show this separately. But I'm so glad that they included this. Trying to decide if I want to say something or just let it play. So Guamsex, I mean, I'm sure all Biden's speeches are written by AI, so probably. Okay. I'm gonna let it play and then I'll talk.
What we learned here that it came down to two candidates is what it came down. Like, what two candidates? You were third place. I listened to her speech and I'm thinking to myself, like, the audience is screaming as if she won. Rob, you got a clip that I just texted you. If you can play that one that I sent you. No.
Oh, that's a good freeze frame. Come on.
And she listened to this without knowing the numbers. You would have thought she won. Go ahead.
Oh, can I fit here? Yes, I can. Oh, sound.
New Hampshire, in South Carolina, and beyond.
This was after the caucus. The results of the caucus showed she was in third. So the only person she beat was the guy who got 7.5%. Now, no shade on that 7.5%. But I'm just saying, not really something to
South
celebrate.
Carolina and beyond. I can safely say tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race.
You're third place.
Did you know? Of course not, baby. What you talking about? You talking shit, baby.
Yeah. What the hell are you talking about?
This is what's called a spin job, guys, in politics.
Oh my God. Think about it. $70 million later.
But here's what I'm saying. The donors can't be this dumb.
Shout out to Colette. My favorite meme is Michelle Obama in an orange dress with the caption, "Orange Man Bad." Love it. I love it.
Donors who have money, you made your money because you're smart. You busted your ass. You can't be that blind to see this and say, what are we doing giving this person money?
Yeah.
You know how bad the score was? The score isn't you lost by a field goal or a touchdown.
Can I ask you a question?
You lost by...
You got blown the fuck out, and we are not talking about your pussy, bitch.
5 touchdowns.
A couple things. a couple things. I reacted the same way to this. So I went to things that sometimes are inconvenient to look at. The damn numbers. And what was interesting is all the polls
Tom, always with the numbers. Gotta love Tom with the
leading up
numbers.
to this had her 3 points ahead of DeSantis. Every poll. I looked at everything that was lined up. The only one, and these are all polls that were through the 13th, the 14th, the 12th, and the 11th. So these are polls happening PBD up to the minute.
Up to the minute. So we see not 50, not 50 and a half, but 51%. And what is this covering? So 20 delegates, 51%. Two-man race. Yeah, not including you.
So instead, wait a minute. She wasn't second place in Iowa. That's what all the polls said she would be. She ended up almost 3 points behind DeSantis. But this is what she was saying. She is talking to DeSantis when she says that. When she says it's now a two-person race. You want to know why? Because
exactly what Opus is saying right now. In all seriousness, though, something the left understands is that perception is everything. That's why they trot out Haley to smile and say, this is a two-person race. Like she won something. Because most people don't have a fucking clue beyond that short or TikTok or whatever it was. That is the entirety of their information on Nikki Haley. Oh, she just made it a two-person race. Yeah, by losing. I mean, hey, if that was the AI, good job, AI. Good job, AI. What? What did I miss? I mean, hopefully we still got some VP. We still got some VP hope. We still got some VP hope.
Talking to DeSantis when she says that. When she says it's now a two-person race. You want to know why? Because she has 2x, actually 3x the polling in New Hampshire over DeSantis.
Can I ask you a question?
Can you let him make his point?
Hey, hang on. And South Carolina, we'll get to this in a minute. What she was saying is that DeSantis is gone. That's what she was trying to say there. Iowa made this a two-horse race. In other words, DeSantis didn't get close enough that his donors and campaign can keep going. That's what she's trying to say there. He's gone, and now it's a two-horse race. Me and the guy that trounced everybody.
If you're a donor,
Did not. I now that you bring it up, I do remember hearing something about this, but I'm sure it went really far and the guy got caught, right? So the souls, it is sad that you are right. Us who participate in this stuff and talk about it often forget that most people don't pay attention that closely. Yep. And that is why when people tell me like, oh, all you talk about is culture war shit. Yeah, that's the shit that the people who don't care about. So who said it before? The biggest voting block in every single election at every stage is who? The non-voters. How do you get people into the fold? You speak to them where they're at. If you don't care about the foreign policy of Israel and Ukraine, then I'm not going to talk to you about Israel and Ukraine because that's not going to get you interested. But I sure as shit will talk your ear off about why Joel Mulvaney was in fact a big deal. I will talk to your ear off about why women's sports should be for females. That stuff people care about.
You just forget Trump's name for a second?
Oh, yeah, DJT.
Trump, exactly.
DJT.
So now check this out. Let's go to this. I got something to say to you, Nikki Haley. And Rob, be ready with the graphic.
That's one.
Here we go.
One dead tree. One dead tree in his hand.
Buckle up.
Dead tree.
Kenny, buckle up.
Haley is got 4x on DeSantis.
Tom,
South
is that
Carolina.
the chart you want him to show?
Yep. So
Okay.
Haley's got
All right.
4x DeSantis in South Carolina, but Trump has almost 3x Haley, and that's her home state. Let me tell you a story about
3 times in her own state.
Home state. This is the 2000 election. Gore is from Tennessee. If he wins his home state, the Supreme Court doesn't have to weigh in on Florida. Look at
I have no idea what this means, Kelly.
this. If he had won his home state, he wins the presidency.
So you're saying Nikki Haley is Al Gore?
Nikki Haley's Al Gore.
Nikki Haley's Al Gore, a loser.
you sitting here with this inconvenient truth. You're talking about a 2-horse race, and you're not even leading your home state.
So it's better off to drop out now instead of being embarrassed when New Hampshire comes around.
I agree. When she loses New Hampshire, there is not enough spin. Like, you lost. You are bad. Nobody likes you except the people who will pay for access to what you can give them.
Your own home state.
I want to know what her donors and the strategists in the RNC are saying. Hey, Nick, you don't even have a bounce coming, and just let me get South Carolina. I'm going to win. You don't have a bounce coming. Trump has got you 2.5 to 1.
Now, as confident as he sounds with this, the fact of the matter is that we really don't know what's going to happen. We really don't know what's going to happen. What are you saying, bro? Yo, hit the link. Come on up. Come on up. The link is there. Come and talk to me. Context is, sadly, we're almost in the area of the era of idiocracy, the oh my balls population. Yep. Talking to normies about politics is like speaking in Klingon around them. And it's not even just normies. It's people who are down the rabbit hole of the other side. And I'm sure they would say the same about us, but realistically, somebody's wrong, somebody's right. I don't think we're wrong. I keep trying to be wrong to make sure that I'm right. And every time I try to be wrong, I fail. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm right. It sounds like I'm right. I'm trying. I every day I'm out here looking. Hey, anybody think I'm wrong about this? Anybody? Yeah, but well then, yeah, I know, right? I gotta get better at failing. It's definitely just not the normies. A lot of people out there who seem versed are just huffing their own farts. Unfortunately, that's that it's whatever makes you feel better. And because we live in a postmodern, a post-truth, what it really is, it's my truth. It's what then that will work for a period of time. But eventually, reality wins. Eventually, reality wins. So let's see what else I got. Yeah. Here's one other thing I think we could just have a laugh at.
And I know what he
Our
said
boy,
last night.
Ron DeSanctimonious had something to say about the caucuses.
Is I've earned my ticket. Here it is. I'll play you the soundbite. Number 3. Yeah, I've earned my ticket out of Iowa. What to where? Watch.
They threw everything but the kitchen sink at us.
Are they? For a second, I legitimately thought they were chanting Trump. Hey, thank you, soil the soul. Shout out to you. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Golden Six, at least the other side is invested. Normies just don't care, and it's possibly even more dangerous. Useful idiots are scary. Facts. I am glad too, Colette. I am glad. But yeah, does it not sound like they're chanting Trump?
Everything but the kitchen sink at us.
Trump.
The media was against us. They were writing our obituary months ago. They even called the election before people even got a chance to vote. They were predicting that we wouldn't be able to get our ticket punched here out of Iowa. But I can tell you, because of your support, in spite of all of that they threw at us, everyone against us, we've got our ticket punched out of Iowa.
Did you know? Kinda. I mean, you didn't lose, but you sure as shit didn't win. Run. Nope. Sorry, Guamtech. I gotta give that to Zippy. The comment of the night. I'm gonna give it a tie because that Obama-Trump line is perfect. So 2 comments of the night tonight. Shout out. 2 comments of the night. Obviously, you can't manage a campaign. You have no business near the White House. And again, maybe in 28, maybe over these next 4 years, he'll go back and not think he's owed anything. Eat a little humble pie. Maybe he comes back and he's better than Vivek. Probably not, but who knows? Very sad. Yeah, I was all about DeSantis before all this. I was all about DeSantis, obviously because of the COVID stuff, but I was with it. We were here. We were here. We listened to the announcement. We listened to the PBD podcast. And he just failed. Whoa. Okay, that's them.
I mean, you explain it to me.
Ticket punch to where? I mean, to oblivion? I mean, you're absolutely right, Megan. He has no chance in New Hampshire. That's obviously why he's going to South Carolina. He has no chance in South Carolina. I really don't understand why he'd even go to New Hampshire, because the fact of the matter is, in New Hampshire now, you have Haley at 29%, but you have Christie still at 11%.
Is he still in? I thought he dropped out. I didn't hear that he dropped out, but I haven't heard him on anything. Is he still in the race? Run. Wait, what? You had the comment of the night, brother. You got to take the win when you got it. You got to take the win when you got it. Yeah, bro. Make it make sense. DeSantis now has the perception as a weenie. He ain't coming back from that. You are, yep. You are correct, sir. You are correct, sir.
In New Hampshire now, you have Haley at 29%, but you have Christie still at 11% in the RCP average, which puts her pretty close to Trump. If DeSantis were to drop out, he'd be handing New Hampshire to Trump. So I'm absolutely baffled. And I will say this: I watched that speech,
but I will not let you down. Who was the other one? There was somebody else with a was it Haley? I forget. Maybe did I tweet it? I don't fucking remember. But there was somebody else with the negative shit. Hold on. I might be able to find it. Let me just how do you search your own tweets? That's how much I use Twitter. Can you do that? Is that on a fucking thing? Okay. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? Negative. God damn it. All right. Well, whoa. Oh, that's not what I want. What is that? Oh, give me 2 seconds. Oh, yeah. I went through John Wick. Holy shit. All right, I'm not going to go too far, is it?
last night.
No. All right. I don't know where it is. But yeah, like the he was using somebody was mad about Trump and your post is unavailable. But yeah, like why is why like the number one rule is use positive, affirming language. The lefties know this. They will affirm your fucking gender if you just say that you're it. So instead of saying, I will come through for you, or I will do this, it's I will not let you down. Bad politics. Get the fuck out. Ride the Trump train. It has left the station. Ain't slowing down.
Oh, I'm absolutely baffled. And I will say this. I watched that speech last night, and I could be wrong about this. Like, maybe this will come out eventually.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I think Ron DeSantis gave...
Well, this is from yesterday, so maybe it was today.
His victory speech. It was absolutely bizarre. He's talking about George Washington and the Civil War and this lofty language. It's like, you lost.
You can vote for me. This is the best way to go forward in the country. It's the only... I like... You know how like sometimes you clench your teeth a little? That was not fun. Colette said, I love DeSantis as my great governor, but never wanted him to run for president. Wanted him to run in 28. But now he may have screwed the pooch for that after this. Indeed. Yep. Could also add that to his campaign, sank into the swamp. Yep. Consequently, Haley's jaws is movable as my willingness to vote for her. Hey. Chris Christie has dropped out. So has H. Hutchinson. Surprised me. I thought he dropped out earlier. So did I. That's a new thing that he just dropped out. Like he was part of the Iowa primary, because he certainly wasn't part of the last debate. Is it any surprise that people don't know what the fuck is going on? This shit's so complicated. Why don't they just like make it easy?
Talking about George Washington and the Civil War and this lofty language, it's like you lost by a lot. Like the media said we were dead. You are. Like what are you talking about? Like this doesn't make any sense what you're saying. I do. I think they didn't write a concession speech, and he just went out and gave the victory speech anyway. Look, it's maybe they need some time. There's stages of grief. I think you mentioned there are people sort of slowly coming around to this, but yeah, DeSantis is finished.
Yeah. Here's the thing. John Cardillo, who's on X a lot, Stu, he's been a big DeSantis supporter, and he posted this post. The primary is basically over, and so is my criticism of Trump. I've said what I thought. I wanted the more conservative guy. Americans have spoken. Our guy lost. Dems will destroy us. So all of our fire must be directed at them. 110% must be directed at the left.
Absolutely. Put a 1 in the chat if you disagree with that statement. Put a 1 in the chat if you disagree with that statement. I mean, facts. Yeah, he is moderate. That was I wanted to go with a more conservative one, is what he said. But I guess Trump isn't conservative enough. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, that he dropped out before Iowa, and Christie dropped out just before the caucus. Okay. Opa said, so bizarre that the left made him the Antichrist. Yeah. When you don't have principles and you don't have values and you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything.
And there, went on from there, but he's not the only one. I think
that was like yesterday.
Look,
I want to know what he was thinking the night of the primary. He'd be like, nah, we got this, bro. We got this.
I'd be thrilled to see Ron DeSantis go all the way through. It didn't happen. He needed to win Iowa. That's the reality. And now we just have to hold on until he realizes it too. Mm-hmm. As for Nikki Haley, I don't see a much better path for her. She's probably going to come in a strong second in New Hampshire, but let's give her the benefit of the doubt and say she comes in first in New Hampshire. She comes in first in New Hampshire. He's then going to crush her in South Carolina and on Super Tuesday. Yep. And that when DeSantis drops out, the notion that the DeSantis supporters are then going to go to Haley.
Nobody thinks that, do they? Nobody thinks that. Does anybody really? Wait. No. Unless, as Vivek said, if DeSantis becomes Haley's VP, that's a lot of DeSantis people. Yeah, and we thought Vivek got no coverage. Fair point. Very fair point. Opa said, who in right-wing media has the worst TDS? Meaning, like, they hate Trump the most, or they are, like, too far in? Oh, like, yeah, probably. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, yeah. That has to be the answer. She was the person. I mean, y'all remember when she was on Bill Maher, and I already have it searched.
First up, she is a political commentator and author of Resistance is Futile.
No, that's not it, is it? She was at the table. I think it was this.
Okay, here we are.
Of the declared ones?
Oh, yeah.
Candidate has the best chance of winning. Okay, here we are. And which Republican candidate has the best chance?
This was June 19, 2015.
Chance of winning the general election.
One more time.
Here we are. And which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones, right now, Donald Trump.
And do you remember what happens? I was one of these people. Do you remember this?
Chance of winning the general election.
Of the declared ones, right now, Donald Trump.
Oh, and her who appropriated the hair.
I especially like.
What about of all of them? I mean, Scott
fake
Walker.
laughter from the audience.
It's not fake, honey. We were laughing in your face, and you were right.
Scott Walker, would you say?
Of the ones who aren't declared, no, Romney Walker's my ticket.
Romney Walker. See, but
interesting. But I mean, again, one more time, just for.
Okay, here we are. And which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones, right now, Donald Trump.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I especially
9,
like.
What about of all of
10
them?
seconds of laughter. 10 seconds of laughter. What do you mean undercover? I fucking came to you guys saying, hey, guess what I did as a fucking moron? I turned on the news and thought I was getting the full story from CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News, and then voted for Hillary Clinton. So get the fuck out of my face with this undercover bullshit. I was a proud libtard, okay? A proud libtard. No, I mean, she's been on Timcast a lot, and basically she just thinks that Trump didn't keep any of his promises. He didn't build a wall. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. And now she hates him for stringing her along. That's the whole thing. She's just sour on him. I don't know. I mean, maybe they fucked or something. I genuinely do not know.
DeSantis drops out. The notion that the DeSantis supporters are then going to go to Haley is questionable at best.
Yes, highly questionable and probably not going to happen. There's a new poll out in New Hampshire that has a 40-40 tie between Trump and Nikki Haley. I mean, she really could win New Hampshire. I mean, it's largely because independent and Democrats are going to vote for her, and that's not really a sustainable way to win a Republican primary.
Yeah, because even if you get the votes from the Democrats, they're not going to vote for you as the candidate to win.
However, the next state is South Carolina. She does have 25% of the vote there, and she is, you're right, still far behind Trump.
When's the last time you've seen Melania smile?
But it's not theoretically impossible in her home state that if she wins New Hampshire, she gets a bump, she makes that close.
Waiting for that
I think if I'm in her campaign, I'm still trying to play this out and seeing what happens. It's not completely impossible. I don't think it's sustainable. And in a way, oddly, even with DeSantis finishing second, there's more of a path for DeSantis to win the nomination than there is Haley, just from the perspective.
Oh yeah, I mean, put a 1 in the chat. If they take Trump off the ballot, put a 1. Okay, I'm gonna try to remember. Put a 1 in the chat if you would vote for DeSantis, and put a 2 in the chat if you would write him in. Put a 1 in the chat if you would vote for Ron. If Trump is taken off the ballot, would you vote for Ron DeSantis, or would you write in Trump? So he's saying, "Oh, them ladies seem sour." Oba said, "I didn't think Trump was right for president in 2016 because he's so brash and unpolished. Turned out to be the best president of my life."
Bingo.
Yep. Okay, so I'm not really sure what Opus is thinking. Maybe I'm trying to decipher this. Maybe he's saying right in. Okay. So we got I'm with you, Gontek. I'm with you. I mean, this is y'all playing games. Maybe you like sour grapes. I mean grapefruit. I mean sour watermelons. Oh, see, now you messed up my joke. God damn it. So at this point, I think Ron is deep state. I'm writing Trump in. I was gonna say I would abstain, but I don't know. I don't think that it would make sense to abstain and not write Trump in. So I guess I'm with you guys. All right, there we go.
Perspective up, 70% of this population that's voting here are Donald Trump fans.
That's where I was thinking. Is that if he is if DeSantis is still who he was and he just ran a bad campaign, that doesn't make him a bad person. He did good things. He's just not a good showman. I don't know. That's tough.
And none of them are Nikki Haley fans. So there's almost no crossover there. The people that are voting for Ron DeSantis are generally Trump open. They're not, the huge skeptics that are going to go to Nikki Haley. If Trump were to drop out or something, then you could see a path for Ron DeSantis. And that really is his path at this point. I mean, look, this is a situation, and I've been looking at this as a two-tiered primary. You have the normal contest that we've all become familiar with over the years where candidates vie to win. And there's a secondary contest going on that we have to acknowledge, which is they might just throw Trump in prison. Who knows what the Supreme Court says? They might just take him off the ballots. And
hopefully not. But again, guys, we really don't know. Any faith that you have is just that. And I know that doesn't, I know that's not anything to you guys because you build your life on faith. But you could be wrong. Just be aware that whatever you think is going to happen could not happen. It could go a different way.
If all those things start happening and the world goes crazy, I don't want to see the chaos that ensues from that.
I don't know. Someone had to pay Ron a lot of money to be as stupid as he's been. I feel like he was contacted by some elite folks and the plan failed. I don't know, just my own tinfoil ponder. I just think I just don't think so. I don't think it would make sense to be so valuable as an asset on the right to tank that. If I'm the deep state and I see value in Ron DeSantis, the last thing I want to do is turn him into every other rhino. And they're working on a higher level than that. Like they do stupid stuff to make us feel like, oh, they're so dumb. But they're working on it would be deeper than that. If anybody was a plant, if anybody was paid a lot, it would be Vivek. There is no question that well, obviously Nikki is paid a lot, but I'm saying is if somebody was paid underhandedly, it would be Vivek. That's how they would go. But yeah. Claude said I can't make up my mind between DeSantis and Vivek.
How dare you?
Why? Because he's brown? God. Fucking racist Republicans.
But there has to be a second choice in an election like this because of the unique circumstances with Donald Trump and what they're trying to do with.
I missed this one. What did any film say? If Trump gets taken off the ballot, then that's the end of the Republic because every single person who tries to drain the swamp will be jailed. I agree. I think that, but the question is, are they willing to do that? I think the end, when they say our democracy, their democracy is in jeopardy. Their democracy is in jeopardy. Our republic is the only thing that's stopping their democracy. So, I mean, I think I'm going back and forth here, but I'm trying to think what would be like. Would it be worse for Nikki to win or for Biden to win? What would be worse? I mean, it seems like Biden winning would be worse. I don't know, man. Yeah, well, exactly. That's where he's been my North Star through all this. So I'm going there. Like I said, I've always been a good judge of people, and Vivek doesn't set up my spidey sense like Obama did. Vivek is sincere, and I believe that to my soul. I said, shit, me too.
With him. I do think that it's important for us to look.
True. Helps not to be a lawyer. Yep.
Look at these people and decide, hey, who is that second choice? Because they have 91 indictments against Donald Trump. They're not going to go 0 for 91. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but they're going to go after him. And at some point, they may present a circumstance where you need to go to an alternate.
Well, and anytime like what my thinking is that if we get another term of Biden, at least we're in the position to be like, okay, the left is this, that. When Nikki, like the left already doesn't really understand the difference between Republican and conservative in the way that we use it. They already don't understand that. So then if Nikki is in there and we're like, well, we're on this side, I guess, but like, fuck that bitch. But like, a little bit less than Biden. Like that's going to get messy, and I don't like messy. I don't like messy. Stephanie Miller said there is something to be said for the devil you know, but I don't know if we will survive another 4 years with Biden. I think we'll be fine. I don't know if he'll be fine.
Come on, man.
Opus said Nikki would be worse than Biden because Biden is impotent. Haley could do more damage. That's what I'm thinking. Sounds like everybody agrees.
I mean, it's true. It's very true. I don't think the party's going to voluntarily eject Trump after he's gotten the nomination. But if he's sitting in a prison cell this summer when they have their nominating convention, the party's going to be faced with a serious choice. And I don't know that they're going to nominate someone who's actually in jail, which is a slim possibility, but it is a possibility. So
Yep, it's slim, but it's real. And folks, I agree. Better to have Biden in because as the country goes down in flames even further and the world burns, at least we can blame the Democrats and not the quote unquote Republican. Yep, I think I think if Trump. Okay, don't hold me to this. I'm just thinking out loud here. But would it be, if Trump is removed from the ballot, would it be for a 4D chess move to then vote for Biden, knowing that he's, that any of that is going, anything that's going wrong, the entire country will be in shit, and then it could be all on one man. And the Democratic Party is already down to throw Biden under the bus. Might be the move. I think I have to go ponder that. If Trump is off the ballot, the 4D chess move might just be for us all to vote for Biden.
Come on, man.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. So, I mean, a lot is going on. There are a lot of moving pieces here. And this is why it seems like shit's just chill for months at a time. And then all of a sudden, this happened, that happened, that happened. Think about if we had never covered DeSantis' campaign because, he's boring. Think about if we had never covered Vivek because we were like, obviously Trump's going to win. Where would we, what the fuck would I be talking about right now? What the fuck would we be talking about? Well, who's this Nikki Haley lady? That's exactly what they were just saying.
Really.
And at some point, they may present a circumstance where you need to go to an alternate.
Exactly what they were just saying. If we haven't been paying attention, there's no reason to think that we would not be aware of Biden. Shout out to Michael McNaughter. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Shout out over on Instagram. Said if Biden gets in 4 more years, that would be 4 more years to organize corruption during elections. I agree, but if Biden gets in, then I don't think any amount of corruption or fixing any amount of corruption is going to bring us back. I think if we end up with Biden in office, that is the waving the white flag on America. Like, America is done. If Biden ends up on January 21st, 2025, if Joe Biden or any Biden lives in the White House, America is done. Does anybody disagree with that? Now, the point there is that even if he doesn't, he's not in office, that doesn't mean that America is not done. There are many ways. I would say that if Trump is not on every ballot in every state, the country is over. We just had people arguing that it's totally fine that MSNBC refuses to show his remarks. We live in 2 different realities. You can hate what he says all you want. You can think every word that he says is a lie. But if you think the frontrunner, the words of the frontrunner for the president of the United States is not newsworthy because you personally don't like it, our country will die. Contact said, I honestly can't stand Biden's speeches. I'm simultaneously angry and sad at the same time when I listen to him. It's like he thinks no charisma and more volume is a better conviction. always said, yeah, that's what I think too. If Trump isn't on the ballot in every state, then the country is done. It's that serious. It's that serious. And if he loses, he loses. I don't think he would lose. But if he loses, he loses. We had an election and he lost. Fine. That's where we're at right now. I don't really think he lost, but it is what it is. Joe Biden is the 46th president of the United States. Fine. If this man is not on the ballot, we are done. There's no hope. There's no hope. I mean, if you disagree, please white pill me. Let me know in the comments how America can stay together when somebody who got 51%, not just 50, 51% of the Iowa Caucus is not allowed on the ballot. I don't know, guys. It's scary. So remember, we had a duel. We had comments of the night. Early on, we had Guam Tech. So I still look at Vivek as Trump without the ego and Obama without the woke agenda. Dilly to that. And then, of course, we had Zippy when they were run away. Good job. Oh, that had me for a loop. I said Guam Tech 10 minutes later was like, Zippy, I'm still rolling. And then, of course, we had Captain Gooby signing up. Thank you, sir. We had Zippy coming back with another gifted membership. Thank you. And then, of course, the co-sponsors of the stream. We had Jess talk about it with not 1, not 3, but 5 gifted memberships. And, of course, my girl, let me not forget, of course, Soil to Soul with the $3 Cash App, not letting YouTube touch our monies. And of course, the largest super chat of the night, M169. Thank you all so much. So much. You know exactly how important it is that, to me, that we have something like this. You know how important it is that we show up and we have these conversations and we talk about the stuff that really matters. And I don't know how to thank you guys for how much support you've already shown me. And I wish I had the words. I got a lot of words, but the to say how much, I don't have it. So know that whatever I can, as much as I can say, that much more. That's how much I appreciate you guys. That's how much I appreciate you showing up. That's how much I appreciate you challenging me. That's how much I appreciate you engaging with the content, being part of the chat, liking the video, leaving comments, sharing it for other people to see, being part of the show. And especially if you're going to part with your hard-earned money, thank you. So I hope you guys enjoy this. So I've thought of something new. I can't come up yet, but I can join. I'm already in the after party. So nobody has to wait on anything. I'm already in the after party. I have some stuff to do before I go in, but I'm already in the after party. So if you are a member, head to Discord. If you have the permissions, if you don't have the permissions, but you should, send me a DM. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the after party. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really hope you guys enjoy this. Once again, that is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, I am out of here. Peace.